right, everybody, welcome to the show. We are MogTalk, Final Fantasy XIV podcast discussing Savage Ready to Chocobo Racing. Today is April 29th, 2023. If you guys are just unfamiliar with it, well, I'm sorry for you. Sorry, just a lot of people. I always start the show off with people dying. And again, you might be curious about that last one, but it was just happy dying inside. It just wasn't as visible, I think, to most of you. That all being said, today's show is going to be something that's actually kind of important to me because it's something I've been exploring over the last... every show is important to me, but this one's very important because of recent things of exploring full-time streaming with Final Fantasy XIV. So I brought on some people that I respect a lot that are in that exact same sphere, and I want to have a discussion about it a little bit now that we're at the end of 2 months of trials here. Before we go too much further into it, I want everybody to kind of introduce themselves so you know who's on the show. We'll start with Mr. Happy, if you don't mind telling everybody who you are.
Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here. I'm the guy who makes strats that you wish weren't in the Party Finder. And I'm here to talk about 14 for like the first time and I don't even know how long.
Unintentionally making strats, even like if you don't make a guide for
Stop using clear VODs for strats, Party Finder. It's week 1. Move on.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright. Arthars.
Yo, what's up, my Arthars? Seem like Happy. Haven't really played 14 a lot lately. Just waiting for the new patch, but obviously 6.4 will be back. Right now we are just having fun with every other game, doing everything else, and yeah, life outside of 14 is actually pretty awesome as well.
Okay, nice, dude. Zito?
Yo, what's up? I'm Xeno. I play a lot of 14, but I haven't played 14 very much either. So that's great. Inviting a bunch of 14 streamers and none of us fucking play the shit. but anyway, yeah, so I mostly play 14. I also play other games. Right now 14 is kind of in a lull, so that's probably why other people are playing other shit.
Yeah. I mean, and that's literally part of the life cycle of being a Final Fantasy 14 streamer too. It's not like something that's too abnormal. Yeah. All right, Seren.
Hi, I'm Seren.
Sorry.
The angry Brit from EU. I'm still playing 14 all the time because I'm immune to burnout or something, and modding in PF is fun. But I am excited for new content because I want something new to do for once, and hopefully it won't be as bad as Abyssos was.
Oh my god, that's a take. I don't know. Do you guys all hate Abyssos? So Happy, how'd you get into streaming?
I got fired from my job and didn't have anything else to do.
Yo, what job did you have?
Holy shit, that's
I didn't know that.
I was working internal tech support at a small startup that was purchased by Vodafone in New York City.
Oh, okay.
Yo, I'm quite curious about the history of all of you. Let's go.
Yo, hold on. This is way off subject, but what chair is that you have?
I have a Herman Miller Aeron.
Oh, dude!
I can't see it. It gets.
Yeah,
it's
oh wow,
chroma
nice
key.
chair. Yeah, looks great.
It's a face.
Looks great. Yeah, that's I can see very clearly that it's the same one. Yeah, I've had this for like 6 years, and it still is like almost in perfect shape.
This chair is great. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I just had to because I recognized it. I was like, wait.
Yeah.
The company. Well, the startup was in both New York and Boston, so I was back and forth. And then Vodafone bought the company out, and they cut 2/3 of the company, and I was among the 2/3. So I was like, well, fuck it, I got time now.
Yeah.
So that was it.
That was it. They just, hey, want to try it? Go for it and see how it goes. You were just in a situation where you could do it.
Well, I kind of always, I never knew content creation was going to be a thing. I think that's pretty fair for most people to have said, like, if you had asked us 15 years ago if this would be something we'd be doing, it wouldn't have been the case. But I mean, even from when I was in high school, like I would record myself whenever I do competitions for DDR in the Groove. You know, I'd bring that and record it along and like upload it to like socials, and you know, it was just Facebook at the time, really. Or you know, I'd record Final Fantasy 11 like soloing a boss on Black Mage or Red Mage or something like that. And so just I was always making videos and recording stuff. Kingdom Hearts 2 no hit challenges and everything. So it just when the opportunity to do something with all my time came up, it was just an obvious choice.
Okay, that's awesome, dude. All right, Arthars, how'd you get into streaming?
Ooh.
Could you not
Do you
say?
really do you really want me to go second here?
Okay, Siren, how'd you go into streaming?
Kind of a long story. I was in hospitality for years and years. I had an IT qualification, but it was fucking useless, so I never got into that. I eventually left after years because shit pay, long hours, shitty boss. I was literally waking up every morning to like just angry texts. Like in person, like she'd not say a word, but via text, she was very angry all the time. It was really fucking weird. But anyway, I eventually quit, just said sod it, because like my mental was just taking a big hit. The money wasn't worth it, blah, blah, blah. From there, I'm kind of paraphrasing a long story, but from there, I tried to get out the industry for ages. I tried to like get into writing. I went back to uni and quit after 6 weeks. I went into an insurance job and quit after 3 weeks. I was just sick of not like having something concrete to do, and I was sick of feeling like I had no control over anything. So stream ended up being a last resort, honestly. I was playing 14 at the time, and I was having fun with it. I thought I'd gotten pretty good by then, so I was like, okay, fuck it, I'm going to start streaming it. And the rest is kind of history, really. It was more like a last resort that just ended up working out because it's the one thing I could actually commit to and enjoy for a long period of time, basically.
Okay.
Well said.
Dude.
Yeah, good.
Nice. Dino, do you want to go second or third here?
So I've been streaming for 7.5 years at this point. So it'll be 8 years in August. And yeah, if you would have asked me like 15 years ago, like I didn't even know what content creation was. Like I didn't even know what streaming was. I obviously knew what YouTube was, but I didn't know what Twitch was for a long time. And I'd worked at like FedEx for 7 years, man. I have like a bunch of qualifications and I've worked a lot of manual labor, right? And I used to have my CDL, like my Class A CDL. So I used to be a fucking trucker and shit too. So I've worked a shit ton of jobs. And, just operating like different loaders. I worked at an airport, different like warehouses and stuff, man. And eventually, after I worked at FedEx for like 7 years, like 7 years. Yeah. I got fired from there, and then I could have fought it, but man, I remember this extremely. It was so vivid because my manager called me in and he was like, "Hey, here's your letter of termination, but you can fight it. You can you can try to get it like lowered to like just a warning letter or whatever." And I remember looking at it. I just remember like looking at him, and I was just like, I was so fucking done with that place, man, because that place, I worked the night shift, and the entire time I worked there, I was like fighting for my job. No manager gave a shit about me. Like for a vast majority of working there, I was a yes man. Hey, can you come in this? Yes. Can you come into later? Yes. You're gonna be fucked on hours. I don't care. Yes. That's all it was. It's because I thought I was valued. But let me tell you, man, it doesn't matter where you fucking work, man. It doesn't matter where you work. It doesn't matter how long you work there. They will fuck you. They will fire you. They will get you the fuck out of there. It does not matter. Do not think that you are important to wherever the fuck you're working. Do not think that. That is a fucking mistake. And it took me years to fully understand that. Because, like as you're, raised and you're growing up, they ingrain that shit in your head. They fucking brainwash you and shit, man. And, they train you to think that way. And, you know, I mean, I was trained, dude. But then, you know, I remember I was just like looking at him and I was just like, you know what? No, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I think I don't want to fight it. I think I'm done, man. Yeah, I think I'm done. I'll see you later. You know, see you right. So after that, I kind of job hopped a lot, right? You know, I worked at this really shitty moving company. It was called Aaron Sales and Lease. It's fucking horrible, man. I only made like $7.50 an hour, and I had to like move like couches and washer and dryers up like flights of stairs, and had to help people move and shit. It was miserable. But I did that for a while. And then like I had like a bunch of other jobs too, like, you know, forklift and stuff. But then eventually, sorry, I said all that to say this. Eventually, my friend Bro, he said I was also playing Final Fantasy because Final Fantasy changed my life. I shit on Final Fantasy a lot, but it's because I love the game so much. Like I love Final Fantasy more than a majority of people. It's changed my life more than anything else in my life has. Like Final Fantasy 14 has had the biggest impact on my life. So that's why I care so much about it. That's why I love it so much. That's why, like, you know, that's why if something's wrong, I voice my opinion, you know? But anyway, so at the time, you know, this was back in Realm Reborn, and people were asking me because I was one of the first people that was like, no, you shouldn't use your tank stance. You know, you need to turn it off. You know, you need to use crafted accessories, you know, blah, blah, blah. You need to focus on damage. You know, this was a long time ago, man. A long time ago. Yeah. But anyway, so I was one of the first people. I don't know if I was the first. I don't know if I was the second, whatever. I was the first. We'll just say I was in the first wave of the people, whatever. But anyway, so my friend Bro was like, hey, man, you need to make a YouTube video on this. I was like, what? People actually watch that shit? He was like, yeah, man, you need to make a YouTube. And if I were you, I'd start streaming on Twitch. And I was like, what the fuck is a Twitch? And that's when he told me about Twitch. And I'll never forget it. I don't really talk to him anymore. I haven't talked to him in years, but I will never forget that he had a big impact on my life. So thank you, bro. You were a bro. So then I made a YouTube video, and that's actually how I learned about Happy. And you were actually a big inspiration to me, man. Like seriously, because I was like, holy fuck, this guy's got so many videos. He does this for a living. You can do this for a living. What? So I was like, I want to be like that motherfucker. I want to be like him,
but better.
Yeah, I'm serious. I'm serious. I was like, if he can do it, I can do it. I bet I can do it. So then I started streaming on Twitch, and yo, I'll tell you what though. If you're a new streamer, you need to get get two things into your fucking head. All right. The first thing, no matter how many hours you put into this, you are not entitled to shit. You are not entitled to shit. Just because you stream 50, 60, 70 hours a week does not entitle you to anything. Nothing. The amount of hours that you stream does not equate to success. Okay, so that's the very first hard thing, because a lot of people when they first start streaming, they're like, man, I'm just gonna stream for like 14, 12 hours a day, and I'm just gonna make it. No, you can do that. Trust me. You could do that, but it's not gonna work, because I can name 5 people just off the top of my head that actually do that, and it doesn't fucking work. And it's one of those things where, like, it's sad to see, but it is what it is. So that's the first thing that you need to get through your head. The second thing you need to get through your head is everybody can stream, but everybody shouldn't stream. And that's another hard pill. So everybody can do it, but everybody shouldn't do it. Does that make sense? Like, so, and those are things that newer people or whatever, they just don't get it, man. They just don't fucking get it. But anyway, so that's how I started streaming, man. I made a YouTube video, and people really liked the YouTube video, and I was like, holy shit. So I'm going to try on Twitch. Mm-hmm. And yeah, man, like I'm so grateful for everything that everyone has done to help the channel, to help me, and just hang out with me and shit, nice. Like I said, man, like 14 and Twitch like changed my life. So like
I mean, I think
Like
all of us
more
could
than
say
yeah. Like
that,
I can't even put in words, man. I really can't even put in words.
Yeah, it's
I
crazy.
just want to second that real fast because even when shit was bad in my life, like I paraphrased everything, just like main events that led to this, but through that whole time, the game was there, and it became something I really cared about because it was like one of the only things I really cared about at that point because it wasn't pissing me off or making me sad. And so turning that into a job is like entirely life changing. And like I'm like Xeno, I shit on the game all the time. Thank you for fucking over Machinist for years, Square Enix. But like at the end of the day, like we complain because we care. And I think those that I'm the most passionate about something are also those that are gonna have the most to complain about. So yeah. Like it is honestly life changing.
Yeah.
Like despite how much it seems we hate it sometimes.
All right, Arthas, you want to round us off?
Okay. Okay. I'm just a guy that loves to play video game, or maybe in very people growing up in the 80s, 90s is so called considered like a loser, right? Playing video games, what the fuck? There's no future. There's nothing. I agree. Growing up in the 80s, 90s, 100% agree. Sitting down there, I mean, we are just talking about console games. We are not even talking about online games, just console games. You add insert a cartridge, you play video games, you sit in the room, you don't do anything, right? It was pretty bad. Yeah, I agree, but it was also really fun, right? That's how I really like playing video games, right? I would say like ever since I'm 6 to 7 years old, I've been playing video games like 12, 15 hours a day, like not even exaggerating. Like I really don't go out. I really don't go out. I really just sit in my room. Yeah, maybe it's a condition. Maybe I don't know, right? But no one just think about playing game as like a thing. So obviously, as a Singaporean, we always just go through the normal process. We go to school, and then we do this. We get this education. We do that. So obviously, eventually, as much video games as I love to play, that is not something that I can just stop. I have to go to school, right? I'm an Asian. My mom will beat the shit out of me if I don't go to school, right? So yeah, just along the way, never really made a lot of friends in terms of playing video games because again, we all grew up in the same environment. No one play games because everybody don't like people who play games. It's just, what the fuck, you play games? Obviously, there's a few, get into competitive Counter-Strike a little bit here and there, then started playing MMORPG, right? But still, along the way, study, working, part of the process has to be done. So I went through this. For me, I think it's called another cog on the wheel process where I just keep working and working. I'm never like, I'm always like top of the class despite playing video games, right? I'm always like first and second of the class. That's why people also like wonder, how do you play games and still get good results? So I was one of those people that create the doubt within my neighborhood, within my environment, within my family. My relative will look at me and say, how do you play games every single day and still get good result? And then everybody hates me because it's like, look at this guy, can do both things at once. Asian parents, right? Why can't you do it like him? My cousins hates me. I'm just always alone because nobody wants to play game with me because it doesn't work. And nobody understands this to make it seems like, oh, it's something that maybe we can look into. No one. So my whole life, right? I'm just like doing my own thing, playing video games myself. So within my own community, I don't really make a lot of friends or care about those people myself. So even when streaming, you notice that I don't really like collaborate. I don't really like play with local Singaporeans, local Southeast Asians. Very, very super rarely. I rather expand this to other people with different mindset, like the Americans, where they know what this is about. When I play with them, I don't feel like there's this culture block. Like, oh wow, how did you make it this far? My parents, I don't give a shit. I just want to play games, and I'm happy that playing online games have that effect, right? But still, all these talks, I still have to go to work. I got an information in technology diploma, a degree. Future is looking really good, right? I get into a company, one of the Singapore biggest company. I was working IT, blah 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 blah, and then it was due for promotion because I was working for 6 to 7 years already, right? But the promotion just never came. I just always am consultant. I don't want to be a consultant. I want to be more than just a system consultant. I want to be like a project manager, right? So then I go to work as usual every day. I told my boss, when are you going to give me that promotion? My boss said, I don't know, man. We just joined this. We just got merged into this new company. They got new things going. I'm like, dude, it's been 7 years. If you don't promote me, I'm gone. And at the same time, they cannot promote me. My boss cannot promote me because the next position that I can be promoted to is my boss position. So my boss cannot promote me to be in the same as her. She needs to be promoted and she deserves it. She needs to be promoted to a higher position, then I can be promoted to her position. So I'm just playing the waiting game. I just been playing the waiting game. And then something happened. Something happened in real life. My dad passed away. So after 7 years working, my dad passed away. And then that was the part where I was just like, what the hell, you know? Because my dad is always the one that is telling me, you shouldn't have studied IT. You should have went into business. You know, IT is such a saturated thingy. You should be a businessman. You don't even need to study business. You can just create something from them and you just sell it, for example. You just need a business mind. You don't even need to be creative. And my dad knows I'm not creative. I'm not very creative. I do things only one dimension. I'm not very creative. So I never really listened to him. So that I'm always just like, my whole life, right, has just been like trying to do the typical way of how jobs should be done or how life should be lived. And then suddenly when my dad passed away, I was just like, I just lost that guy that has been telling me what to do, what not to do. And then I just been that guy that always try to prove to him what is should be do and not to do. So now I'm caught in the middle. And he's not wrong because I've been sitting here working 7 years, my ass off, and I still cannot get a promotion. And I just decided that once he passed away, things just never be the same. I go to work, I no longer feel motivated. I go to work, I'm just not like mentally there, you know. Then my boss always asks me, are you okay? Are you okay? You know, you want to take a break? I say, I think I need to take a break. And here's my resignation. Number one, because of the thing. And number two, I work in this company for 7 years. I don't get promoted and I don't think it's your fault. I just think I need a break to reevaluate what I really want to do, right? At that point, I'm 35 years old. I'm already 35 already. I'm not 24. I'm not 23. I'm still young and have that fighting spirit where I'm going to, you know, create something my own. I'm done already. I'm just, going to go into a new company and then just work IT for the rest of my life, you know? So I was sitting there, right? But still, I'm always playing video games 10, 12 hours a day. So then my wife came in the door. My wife is like, you play video games so much. Why don't you just like stream it? I'm like, I know about streaming. Yeah, I mean, I watched Twitch, right? Justin TV back then, right? I love video games. I love watching YouTube. I was playing Final Fantasy 11. I was playing Final Fantasy 14 1.0. I saw Mr. Happy video and stuff, right? Then I was also watching Twitch, you know? And then she's like, why don't you just be like them? Why don't you just stream it and let people see? I'm like, dude, listen, look at this. Who the fuck want to watch this? I'm 35. I'm not single. I'm not handsome. Why do you think people will watch me? And then she was like telling me, who gives a shit about all of those? I'm just telling you to play games so that you stream. Maybe people will watch you play games. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm saying this because you got nothing to do right now. You're not working. I'm not saying that you should stream to make a career. I'm like, makes sense. I mean, if I'm streaming here and if I can interact with people, I guess that's better than, you know, in the young days when I'm just sitting there and play console games in 4 room or in 4 walls, right? I'm like, okay, but I'm not confident, man, because I know who I am. I know what type of environment I live at. I know what type of person I am. I'm like, I don't think people want to watch people like me, man. I'm like, you know what? Let me research. So then I was watching Xeno and watching Xeno. I was watching Happy. During that time, it was only Miss Tag, Happy, and Xeno. During the prime time, non-prime time, JP prime time, it is just the 3 of them. I was watching the 3 of them a lot. And then it comes to my attention that I was like watching Happy, and then I was like, holy shit, I know this guy. I play Final Fantasy 11, I play 14. I see this guy make guides. His guide is fucking horrible in 1.0 for Moogle. Because my friend all tells me, yo, you want to do Moogle? Did you see the Mr. Happy guy? I'm like, bro, the guide is so bad. You know? Then I start to watch more. I start to watch more like, yo.
It's got to be the extreme one.
No,
No.
extreme,
Actually,
yes.
no, I remember the normal mode one. Yeah.
Normal mode in 1.0. In 1.0. So then I
I didn't do guides in 1.0, so it wouldn't have been 1.0. I'd literally never made a single video on 1.0.
Okay, then I don't know who it was. But then anyway, I was just watching a stream, right? And then I was like, this guy is a really good guy. He knows how to compose himself in front of the camera. He knows what he's doing. I don't know whether I got what it takes to be like happy, man. This guy is just the Mr. Official for me. Mr. Happy, Mr. Official. This guy is what streaming looks like. This guy is what you put on a bow and tie and you are like, hey, this is business. This is how it's done. So I was like, man, I don't think I'm cut into this, man. I mean, but then again, I think I was overthinking too much because my wife simply just suggesting me playing video game and just stream for fun, right? I'm taking a break. Then I was watching Xeno. Okay, before I go to Xeno, I was watching Mistake. Then I was like, yep, that is Mrs. Official right there. This is what streamers look like. I don't think I can be like that, man. Then I started watching Xeno. I was like, holy shit, who the fuck is this guy? This guy is like half bald, wearing specs, got a bit of beard. He's like shitting on people. He's like really loud. I'm like, and I myself is mesmerized by that. I'm like, wait, you can stream like this? This is nice. So, and then my wife came into the room. I was watching Happy. I was watching Xeno. And I told this to Happy. I told this to Xeno before multiple times. My wife called Mr. Happy fatty. My wife is like, why are you watching this fatty? I'm like, dude, show some respect. These people are people.
When would that have been? That would have had to have been Heaven's Ward then, because I was in good shape when A Realm Reborn.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Heaven's Word. So then I was like, yo, what the fuck? What? You can't say that, man. That's so toxic, man. Like, he's an inspiration. He's what? Content creation. Like, I'm trying to learn. And after that, I was watching Xeno. My wife is giving me this face. Why are you watching these people? Why are you watching these people play game? Then I look at her and say, that look right there, it's the same look if you want me to stream, and that's how people is going to look at me. Because I am very rough, I am very loud, I'm an asshole. If you think that these people doing this doesn't make you feel like, why am I watching? Then why do you think people watch me? And then she started to realize that, yeah, okay, yeah, go carry on. And then she will watch with me and stuff. And then she will laugh. She will be very funny. She'll be like, wow, they all do very different things. So then me and her will talk about, yeah, you want me to do this? How am I gonna do this? Then she just say, you know what? Fuck it. Just like be like Xeno. Just do what it is. Then I start to like watch a lot of Xeno's stream. I start to watch a lot of Mr. Happy stream and video. I'm like, wow, dude, it's so different. As a player, right? Sometimes it's easy for you to say this strat sucks. But then once you start turning your brain into the content creation part, then you are like, holy shit, this guy put in hard work. Can I be like that? I don't think so. Like even today, streaming on Twitch for 7-8 years, you guys notice that compared to Happy, compared to Xeno, I'm nothing. I'm not creating content. I always say this on stream. I'm just playing games. I'm just playing games long hours. I'm just doing the same repetitive shit over long hours. So I'm not like happy making guides, making something his own. Even my whole YouTube channel is just about me saying stuff on Twitch, and then my editor just put it together in the video. It's not like me making a guide. It's not like me having like a unique perspective or something and then put it out like very uniquely, very delicately, like all the Mr. Happy video and stuff, right? So I'm like, I don't know whether I can do it. I really don't expect people to watch me, but somehow it works. I don't know why, but somehow it works. And like Xeno says, sometimes it's not about putting the long hours. Now maybe for me, it's putting the long hours because naturally I just play that much games, right? But is that a factor? I don't know. I will never know. But never really think about streaming just to make it a career. It's more like streaming because I like to play game and I was taking a break. So that after streaming for 3 months, 6 months, it occurred to me that this is something that could be done. And I'm 35 already. Do I want to try to dive into this as like a potential way to make money? I told my wife, it's going to be very rough days ahead. Now, because my dad passed away, so he obviously left me quite a lot of stuff. So, but because, I don't really spend much. I don't really get the best car, eat the best food. I just live a very simple 3 meals life, right? And obviously able to provide to my family usually is enough for me, right? So then I was like, okay, since we got like a good base that we can rest on, let's see whether I can do streaming and make some money. Now, let me tell you, the first 3 years, Happy Xeno can agree with this. The first 3 years was miserable. There's no money in this. Maybe at best, you get back a couple thousand max. Now, for Happy, maybe different, right? Since it was into YouTube, maybe he have other sources of revenue. But streaming on Twitch, in the first 3 years, it was like Heaven's Word. During Heaven's Word time, it was impossible to really make money off streaming on Twitch. So that at that point, I was like, after 3 years, I was like at the crossroad. I like, should I go back to work? Because if I carry on like this, am I gonna make money enough for the future? Dude, at that point, I'm 38, right? And then I look at the option. Dude, what am I gonna do in real life? Am I gonna go back to IT? Who's gonna me? I'm outdated already, right? 2 to 3 years, I'm outdated already. I'm a zoomer. I'm a boomer already, right? And then at that point, I was like, fuck it, let's do something that completely, for me, the first time in my life, I feel like I'm in control. I feel like I can do whatever I want. I feel like I have no one else to answer. I got no more consequences. I'm married. I got kids. I got my own place. I'm 35. I worked before. Here, on and out, I want to do this. Dude, an average Asian live 72, 75 years old. I'm halfway there already. And if this is a fluke, about me playing video games as like a hobby or like wasting my time, a life away, I just wasted half my life already. At that point, I don't really think that I'm wasting my life away. I don't think I'm wasting my time. I really genuinely love playing video game. And if this is an addiction, fuck it. Then let it be my addiction, my life, right? I decided to take it. I'm like, I'm gonna, for the first time, take live control of my life. I'm gonna try to stream, make a career out of this, and then I'm gonna have no regrets, right? I'm done already. My life is done already, right? The next half of my life, I live my way. I don't want to go back to school. I don't want to go back to work. Been there, done that. And at the same time, even though my dad passed away, I always tell myself, I need to prove my dad wrong. That whatever people thinks about me, whatever, when I grew up in the 80s, 90s, whatever people think about me playing video games, no one was with me. I was alone. Nobody thought about this. I want to make it to the point that this is different. I can do it. I got to prove it to him I can do it. So every single time, whenever I see a little bit of success, I always have a smirk and I always tell my dad, you see that? I can do this. You see that? I can do this. Today, whenever I go pray to my dad, I always tell my dad, I did it. I wish you were here to see it. Because it was very
No, yeah, dude.
It was really rough, man. When he was around, he always would come to my house and ask me, why are you still playing video games? Tomorrow you got work, why are you still playing video games? Why didn't you spend time with your family? I'm like, dude, I just love playing video games, man. Like, now whenever I think about it, I'm like, dude, he's watching. I'm pretty sure he's watching. I just like, I did it, man. And it's all because it's not just me, man. It's really not just me. Like, I don't think Happy and Xeno understand how much impact they give me the courage to even begin. Even today, that's why I really, 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 really fucking value my relationship with Xeno. Because without Xeno, I even asked Xeno how to get partnered. I asked Xeno how to make it. Because it's one thing for me to sit here and play video games, but the other thing for me to push that boundary and say, this is a career, I need to make it. And once you become a content creator, man, you need to be fucking thick. You need to be thick-skinned. I took the first step and asked Xeno, bro, how do you try to get partner on Twitch? Xeno wrote me a fucking at least pre-scrollable, full mouse scroll worth of essay how to become a Twitch partner. I did it. I did the way he told me to, and it works. And then here I am today, But Happy, Miss Tag, Xeno were the first 3 people I watched that I gained so much inspiration from. And today, even though today I'm still just playing video games, even though today I'm just streaming to play video games, not like really content creating, I always tell myself, hey, at least there's one more thing I can do in the future. I'm 42, but for the first time, I feel like there's still so much improvement I can do. I can be more variety. I can touch into YouTube. I can maybe one day do React. I can maybe one day do guides. I can do what Happy do. I can do Xeno do. I look at them. I'm like, ooh, this is the future doesn't seem that gloomy anymore for me personally. So for me, streaming and all these things. Final Fantasy XIV. Final Fantasy XIV, it just happened to be that game that I was playing when this happened. I don't want to give Final Fantasy XIV that much credit like, all of you has been giving. Obviously, it changed my life, but the one thing that changed my life is Final Fantasy XI, not 14. So maybe for you guys, for me, my best experience memory in the MMO is FF11, and FF11 is the one that changed my life, and I've been playing that game for 1/3 of my life. That is the game that changed my life. I'm not saying that 14 is not as impactful. Twitch is impactful. 14 just happened to be the game during that time that I'm playing, and is the game that is there when I'm on Twitch. So I will say thank you, Yoshi P, for providing the platform. Thank you so much. Hopefully the next 10 years, I will be having that platform. But holy shit, man, I hope at least the next 10 years, there's just something better that I can transit into, because MMORPG genre is rough. And all 4 of us here are going to be pushing through the next 10 years. So at least he's providing a platform for the next 10 years, but hopefully, But for me, at that point, 5 years later, I'll be 45, 48. Maybe for me, it wouldn't matter. I'll just retire. But for like the other streamers, younger streamers moving forward, I hope you guys have really something to build on, because I'm okay already. So hopefully you guys are, yeah. I'm so sorry, man, for saying so long. That's why.
No, dude. Like seriously, like I'm glad you asked to be last on that. But 100%, that was a really good story, dude. I appreciate. There's a lot of stuff I could relate to, and I'm sure a lot of us can kind of relate to some of the stuff you were saying too. Not exactly the same, but dude, that was. Yeah. I'm gonna save all my shit for later, right? But Yeah, dude. Thanks for sharing that with us. And like, I'm glad. And it's funny you say all this stuff. Like, Happy and you're talking Xeno Miztech, the 3 core people streaming back in the day, has been inspiration for most streamers that are out there right now. And there's a good handful of other streamers out there still doing it too. And man, holy fuck, I'm glad. I'm glad they inspired you, Arthas. To be honest with you, I'm really glad they inspired you, and that makes you here today. So I want to say that clearly too. I feel bad. Happy gave like a 2-minute story.
I could have gone on way longer. I talk a lot, so I curtailed everything.
Oh, that's good, dude. That's good. And so now you guys all know origin stories here of all of our wonderful guests, and and probably why they're so passionate and why we started the show off with a good 20 minutes of shitting on Savage so much, but and mods or whatever else, right? But the other part of streaming here, and a lot of part. So I've spent 2 months. I've spent 2 months going through this full time. I've been part of Final Fantasy XIV's community for a while, but I haven't been like full time. It's always been something on the back burner for what I've done. I said, hey, I want to do MogTalk. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't know fucking Happy when I started MogTalk. I literally didn't know anything about Happy until after the fact. That was, I put up the podcast. I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And then State of the Realm started too. And I'm like, okay, now there's another one. Oh, this actually looks like someone who knows what they're fucking doing, right? And so that's when that path started, right? And then I met, in that year, I met so many people. I met Xeno. I got him on a show. I don't know if I met Arthas that year, but I might have met him a little bit after that. I can't remember exactly when we started to get together on shows. I met Happy that year, I'm pretty sure as well. I had him on a show. And Siren, I met a few years later. Like, I've met so many fucking people doing this, and it's been such a huge part of my life personally. Like, MogTalk is like, I didn't expect it to be what it is. Just doing it on the side and just getting people together once a fucking weekend to talk about shit has been like life-changing for me. Just because like I would never have the opportunity to do something like this if I didn't have people coming on the show like you guys. And then the world race fucking happened, right? And I'm like, I'm gonna make a spreadsheet. I'll throw it on here. Cool, guys, I'm tracking it. And then it exploded. And then it's like every single tier. It's like, Frosty, are you doing this? I'm like, okay, all right. Let me wake up real early and start typing in shit into a spreadsheet. And then I just kept doing it over and over again, and it evolved completely from there. And it was all because the community kind of pushed for it. To be honest with you, it wouldn't have been there if people didn't say, hey, we want this and we want more of it. Otherwise, I would have stopped it completely. But I've never went into it full time, mostly because I was like, I'd fucking die. I'd be on the street in seconds. Like I would not survive at all as a streamer. I don't think I have a streamer personality in any way. I just like talking to people, and I like kind of organizing some stuff together. And so I've always said, hey, I can't do this. I'm gonna leave it off to the side. I'm gonna do this just because it's something I really want to do, and I'm gonna do it. And that's how I've thought about it completely. And then I had that whole ordeal happen a couple of months ago where I finally got burned the fuck out. Like, hard burn. I killed myself for this stupid company, all right? I worked like 80 hours a week to push out stuff just because the CEO needed it out in time to impress a couple investors and get more money for the company. That did nothing for me. Literally fucking nothing. All right, I was just helping other people look good, and I was helping other people do shit. And then I hit this point where they came and had this fucking conversation with me. This was like in November, where they're like, hey, you're not doing everything I tell you to do. How dare you not do everything I tell you to do? Even though they were telling me to do the wrong thing that would fuck everything up, right? It was like, I do the wrong thing that fucks everything up, then I get in trouble because I didn't execute it right, is the goal. I didn't execute the wrong thing well enough. Then the other option is I do it the correct way, and then I get in trouble because I didn't make them look good. And then they had this whole ego trip on me, and then I was like, man, I'm barely surviving here, dude. I mentally don't know if I can fucking take this anymore. And so for a few months, I was just sitting there. I'm like, I'm gonna do what I can. I'm gonna numb my way through it. And then we had that whole confrontation at the end of February, and then I was like, man, I just had the world race, which was one of the best fucking things that I've had in a long time, where I have all these people happy getting together, and this was a whole 6 days of just really good shit, right? It felt good to do it. It was fun to talk with people. There was bonding that happened after it. Raised fucking over $50,000 for some kids' hospitals, and I'm like, go in the next day and just get shit on. And I'm like, man, after this, I don't want to go back. I don't want to do this again. I'm happy here. Let me just fucking see what will work out. And luckily enough, that was good enough of an event to give me the ability to try it. And so now I've spent 2 months trying it, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I can't even see a path the other direction anymore. Like, I can't see it. I mean,
I can never do anything else. I'd rather die.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah,
Seriously, I'd rather die. I can never do anything else.
it's bad.
I do not want to do anything else as well. Yeah.
It feels like if I go that other way, I'll be dead inside for the rest of my life. I don't know what you guys feel, but I
Dude,
feel like that's what it would be.
Life is short, man. Life is really short. Now, if you are like an 18, 20-year-old, those TikTok stars, those people, there's some documentary I watched, right? Some of those young people, they are just every day just go to work, they go into a room, and then they get briefed on, bam, today this is a trend. You guys need to do something out of it. And they're like, okay, yeah, let's do it. And then when you ask them, what have you done? And what do you think works? They will be just like, I don't know. It's just a trend. My manager tell me to do it. We get together, put some shitty music and dance. And people, if go viral, people love it. And it works and we make money, yay. I'm like, if you are young and that is really what you want to do, fine. I guess you are young, you can go fuck around and then it turns out shitty. Maybe you still got time, right? But like for me, for us, I guess, we are already happy doing this and we already experienced the shitty things already. I don't think we would want to go back to, do something that we hate. We all know, let's be honest, there's a reason why most of us took this step. We hated what we did. And I don't think a lot of us want to go back to a risk, maybe doing something we hate again, where we obviously got something good, happy, and inspiration to our own self going on, So yeah, I'm with you. Like, it's hard to see the other way. Yeah.
Yeah. And go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Just building off of that, like, I full disclosure, I earn less now than I did in my jobs before this. Like, my situation is different. I still live at home with parents right now. Obviously, that's not the case with other people. But in my situation, I'm happy and thankfully able to sit here and build this, which is making me infinitely happier than anything else I did in my life up until this point. And it really, like, it's not like the previous generation where it was more black and white. It was about, growing up, going to school, getting a job, working that job for 50 years, retiring, and then one day you kick the bucket. Like, it's like nowadays it's just not that black and white anymore. Things like mental health are way more of a subject now. Things like just your overall well-being and like living situation. Like in this country, it's incredibly hard to find a place to live alone because it's so expensive here. And I'm happy. I'm glad I have supportive parents who are, who say, allow me to sit here every day and play video games on a camera, even if they don't really understand exactly what I'm doing. I've tried to explain it, but they don't really get it. But that's fair.
I understand that, yeah.
But like, but like, the bottom line is you're so much happier, and then therefore you're so much more motivated. You're so much more committed to it, and even through hard patches, you don't feel like you just want to quit.
Yes, that's 100%.
Yeah. So like, just through all of that, you think, no, I can do this. Even through hardships, you make mistakes. It happens. and
I'm
still
sorry
you
to
come
cut
out
you
the
a little
other
bit.
side.
I'm sorry to interrupt you just a little bit. That I want to agree that because Zeno also said this before. You see what Saren just said makes so much sense. You notice how many people when they try to be a streamer, they put in all those hours and then eventually they give up because they were demotivated. That right there. If you put in what you so-called so much hour on something you really love and that motivates you and make you quit, is this really for you? You know what I mean? It's not just about the time you put in. Really, it's for us, all of us here, we do it because we really, really like it. And like Saren said, despite how hard it is, it never occurred to you like, let's stop. No. I think that's the mentality difference, yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, so I've been doing this since 2013. I got my first 1,000 subs on YouTube in June of 2013. I got partnered on Twitch May 2014. Thanks for the partnerversary feature, just in time. Twitch, appreciate it. And throughout all of those years, there has never once been a time where the thought hasn't been, what can I do different versus I should stop. Never a single time. And a lot of that was just built on hardship pushing me further into what I was doing the most. It's the opposite effect to what people who are not happy with what they're doing, where hardship makes them want to stop doing everything else that they're doing. This was having something that's the complete opposite of this does so much up here that I wish more people could experience it. Like you want more people to have that experience because you know what it did for you. So
yeah, when I first started streaming, I basically was at a crossroads, right? I had enough money at the time to for 1 month's rent. And I had quit my job at the time because so before I started to stream a lot, I had to work a job. But the thing is, so I job top through maybe 4 jobs. And what I would do was here, whenever you get hired onto a new job, they typically will give you like 1 sick day and two personal days and 2 floating holidays, and all of them are paid. Well, except for the sick day. And so what I typically do was I'd start a job, I'd use up all my days right away to stream, and then I'd work the job maybe a couple weeks or a month or whatever, and then I'd quit and I'd move on to another job. And because I had so I basically went through this whole mind shit. So when I worked at FedEx and I was a yes man, I was a sheep. It's a fucking sheep, man. And all I did was try to do exactly what they said because I thought I was going to get promoted or more hours or whatever, but after years and years, 5 years, 6 years, I started to learn that, you know what? They really don't give a fuck about me, man. They really don't give a fuck. So let me tell you, for the last year and a half, maybe 2 years of me working there, I didn't do a fucking thing. Bro, I used to fucking want to be a writer, man. And each night before when I would go in, one of my jobs was I had to wait on a plane to get there because I worked at the airport. I would sit there for an hour just writing in this notebook, writing this story that I had, right? Because my work ethic was fucking zero. I didn't do anything unless someone told me to do it, and they had to find me first because I would try to hide and shit. I'd drive around in my tug, because let me tell you, it's really easy to look busy. It's very easy to look busy, especially when they give you this phone and the phone's not even on, but you got it next to your ear. You're doing this. You're just sitting in your tug doing this.
I wonder if he is going to unmute.
Because no, yeah. Sorry. So anyway, you know what? Hold on, let me change this real quick.
Sure.
Hold on a sec. So anyway, yeah. So basically, for the last year and a half, 2 years, I did absolutely nothing, and I got paid just as much. And because I was watching like some of the older guys there, you know, and they did that. And I was like, wow, you could just do that? And they were making more than me. And I was like, okay, well, this is fucked. Like, this is absolutely fucked. So I had this like mind shift. I had this like completely like this. Basically, it almost felt like I woke up like to how things really are, you know, like how things really are in like the real world. Like, you know, your job doesn't give a fuck about you. Your manager doesn't give a fuck about you. They're just going to use you're disposable. You know, you're just a fucking number, all that shit. Right. Like I finally realized it. So like, basically, I said all that just to say, you know, that before I started to stream, I was completely fucking broke. Like I had no money, man. And at the time I had a roommate, and it was really hard. It was really hard, man. I was eating like fucking ramen, cans of ravioli. You know, Chef Boyardee was the fucking goat. All right, back in the day, Chef Boyardee was amazing to me. That was a fucking S tier meal. All right, and I remember I would like job hop because I would try to stream as much as I could because I really wanted to get partnered. And that was when I learned, because I streamed like a lot, and I was like, man, I don't understand why I can't get partnered. It took me 11 tries to get partnered, man. It took me 11 tries. Hard, man. Yeah. Well, so it's not it's all about how you write it, right? Because a lot of
it's a whole different system now.
Yeah. So well, okay, yeah. So well, I recently helped one of my friends get partnered, actually. Okay. So they still actually look for the same shit. You have to word it the same. I've helped. I don't know if you want to say help, but I've given advice on like partner applications and stuff because it took me 11 tries. So I had a lot of practice. But pretty much, I was like, I can't understand how I'm streaming this many hours, you know, this many hours, but I'm still not partner. And that's what I learned. It doesn't matter how much you stream, man. It really doesn't. Like you can stream, like the amount of hours that you should stream are the amount of hours that you want to. When you don't want to stream and you stream, your viewers will notice. They will notice. Your stream will be shit if you stream when you don't want to stream. So my advice, don't stream when you don't want to stream. You know, now that's me. Everybody is going to do shit like differently, right? Because man, being a streamer, look, man, there's tons of different ways to do it. You can show titty, you can show bussy, you can show bald, you can show anything you want. Okay. I mean, in some cases you just get a 3-day vacation, but my point is like, you know, there's a lot of different techniques. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. Me personally, I just do what is like, basically who is me, you know what I'm saying? Like who I am. Like if I want to stream that day, then I'm going to stream. If I don't want to stream, I'm not going to stream. You know, I'm going to stream what I want to. I'm not going to stream what I don't want to. And at the time I was streaming like, you know, 12-hour days of Final Fantasy. And I was like, fuck, man, like, I don't understand how I'm not partnered. But then eventually I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't even care anymore. And I gave up all expectation. And I just said, you know what? I'm just going to write what I think. I'm just going to write what I really think. And I'm going to fucking, and it worked. It worked because they don't give a shit about like your dreams and all this bullshit. They're like, they don't care. Like that's like a rookie mistake is you tell them, oh, you know, I'm a high-end raider. They don't give a fuck. Like, what the fuck, bro? They don't give a shit how good you are at a game. The fuck? All they care about is you making them money. You know, you can say that, you could be like, I'm super good at the game or whatever, but unless there's money attached to it, they're not going to care, man. They're not going to care. It's all about how many, if you want to get like partnered and shit, this is the thing they look for, man. They look for chat interaction. Okay. They look for concurrent viewers. They look for schedule. Schedule's a big one, man. A consistent schedule's a big one. Let's see. Chat, concurrent viewers, schedule, and they also look for like your type of content too. You need to have like a base. You know what I mean? So are you a variety? What exactly type of streamer are you? You know what I mean? You have to be solidified on that. You have to know. And those are the type of things that they look for. So like, at the time I didn't know all this. I had to like learn all this, over time or whatever. Yeah, man, it was rough. It was rough. I remember, I'll never forget my first, Arthur said like 3 years, right? Yeah. So it was like 2 years, 3 years for me around the same time. I didn't make any money. I didn't make any. I was just treading water. I was living paycheck to paycheck, paying rent. You know what I'm saying? And, I remember, I will never forget. There was this, I will never forget the very first person that watched my stream, Natsu Dragon Slayer. I used to have him on Facebook until my Facebook got hacked. And now I just talk to him on Discord occasionally. He was my very first viewer. And there was another person, an OG day one sub that I don't think they know it. I've mentioned it before, but they helped me so much during the early years of me streaming because they would come in and they would drop like a $200 donation. And I was like, holy fuck, bro. Like, you have no idea, but you just paid my fucking rent. Like now because of that, I can do this for another month. Like I can't even, there's not even words to explain how thankful I am for this. And they would just come in. And I remember 1 month, man, it was so rough. And it was like around the 3rd week or some shit. And I remember thinking to myself, I was like, I really hope Ginger Ninja comes in with a donation. And man, and he did. He came in, dropped like $200, and I was like inside. The amount of relief that I felt was just like, oh my God, thank you so much, man. Like, I could do this another month. Yeah, man. So it's really fucking hard man. And a lot of people, they just give up. That's why I said everybody can stream, but everybody shouldn't stream. Because you shouldn't do this unless it's a fucking passion, because the amount of turnover rate for this is insane. And it's fucking insane, man.
I do.
So
go ahead.
Well, okay. So yeah, just the one last thing I was going to say that, if you're not passionate about this, then I don't think that you should do it. It's like, I don't know, what can I compare it to? It's like music. Okay. I used to be a musician. Like, I used to play guitar. I used to be in a band. I used to sing, play drums, bass. I used to be able to do all that shit. But I lost my passion. So there's no point to do it. So if you don't have passion for something like this, then in my opinion, I don't think that you should do it.
I see something in chat that says never give up. I disagree. So let me be more clear. You mentioned that, you've said it a few times, some people should, everyone can do it, not everyone should do it. One thing that's very common in this space is an over positivity on encouraging people to chase something when they're very so about it. Mm-hmm. And I have seen so many people burn themselves into homelessness and depression over listening to every voice that just strictly says don't give up without having another answer on top of it. I've opened my DMs and opened my time to a lot of people who I truly believe in. And it's still tough for them, even with all the passion. It's sometimes people just feel lost. And you got to know when it's right. You got to know that it is right. Mm-hmm. Because if you just say, oh, I'm just not going to stop, I'm just going to keep chugging along, but there's no plan, there's no ideas. It's one thing to just even feel kind of intimidated by taking on new things. That's one thing. But sometimes you just got to really stop and look and understand what your direction is going to be and where you're going to be going and what your next steps are and everything. Because otherwise you can make things a lot worse for yourself, and then you just won't do it at all anymore. And that's sad.
Yeah. One another like hard pill to swallow. Another thing that I think that people should understand, man, is you need to know your limitations. Okay. And okay, so I'll give you advice. I'll use myself as an example. I will never be like a big streamer, right? Like like a 10,000 plus viewer person. I will never be that. Okay. Well, one, I don't really care. Like, and let me be perfectly honest here. Like, I am absolutely 1,000,000,000% content with where I am. I'm extremely grateful for the position that I'm in, and I'm never going to forget about like where I came from and the position and like, how I got here. I'm never going to forget that. But one of the things that me personally, and obviously I can't speak for everybody, but just the thing that I remember is you have to know your limitations. You have like, okay, so again, I'll use myself as an example. I'm never getting fucking invited to the media tour. Like Square Enix hates me. Okay.
You did though. You did though.
Well, yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
I'm
did. That was a
being
fluke.
here right now.
That was a fluke. Okay. I went, you know what? Just saying, the balance in the media tour that I went to was 10 out of 10. Okay. I'm just saying that, man. I'm just saying that when I went to the media tour, the balance was 10 out of 10. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay. But anyway, but I'll never be like a 10,000 fucking viewer streamer. I'm never going to be, an over positive streamer. I'm never going to be the type of streamer that you like. That's, I don't know, man. It's just,
Anyone but you. You're just going to be you.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's just, sometimes it's rough. Sometimes I get salty. Like I fucking ban people in chat. If you speak the truth in my chat, you're going to get banned. So that's another thing that you need to watch out for, and like, so it's just one of those things where you need to know your limitations. So like, and I say that because going back to what Happy said about like, people, they stream and then they end up fucking depressed and shit. It's because you're looking at, well, I imagine one of the reasons why is because you're looking at stats, you're looking at viewers, not every day is going to be a banger. Okay. Not like there's some streams, some streams I'll have 1,500, 2,000 people, on Prague streams, I have over 10,000 people, but I'm fully aware that a majority of those people, no offense, I don't give a fuck about you. The reason why I don't give a fuck about you is because you're not coming back. You're there purely because this is brand new content on day one. Like, I don't give a shit about your opinion. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't. You're never going to come back. You know what I mean? So you need to know, like, these are some of the things you need to know. And I'm never going to be like, a super massive streamer. I'm never going to get like a shit ton of sponsors. Well, I'm never going to get the sponsorships that I want.
True.
Yes,
that's correct.
Because,
Yeah,
I'm always going to be a brand risk.
Looking at you.
I'm always going to be a brand risk, but those are the things, because if I'm not, because I have to acknowledge that. I have to accept that, because if I don't, then I'm not going to be able to stream the way that I want to stream. And then that's just going to be a miserable experience for me. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but the second that content creation feels like FedEx or feels like IT or feels like that job that you never want to even fucking think about going back to, the second that content creation feels like that, you note the fuck out. Ain't no way. Get the fuck out of there. Whatever the fuck it is, you do the exact fucking opposite. Because once content creation starts feeling like a job, that's when it's going to go downhill, man. At least for me.
But,
at least for me.
Yeah, for Xeno, right? Because okay. Here's the thing about for me. I guess also in general, content creation is fascinating because no matter who you are and what type of content you create, there is always someone, because the internet is so vast, the internet is so big. Yeah, if you want to try to be like Xeno say, the 10,000, 20,000 streamer, then obviously you need to do what? You have to do the right thing, But if you just want to be like, for us, happy to get by, for us, meeting a realistic goal, just do what you want, fine. But also, there are people out there that is doing some really weird shit, and somehow it works. So I don't want to say that what they do is wrong. I don't want to say that don't do what they do, or just do what Xeno do, because it's really, really, there's no blueprint of how to succeed, right? At the end of the day, it's just, it works for you, it doesn't work for you, you try something, but for me, that's the best thing about internet. I mean, again, when I share my story, I say again, you look at Xeno, you look at Happy, you look at me. First impression when you look at the three of us, hey, again, man, hey, I know Happy and I know Xeno probably enough to be daring. I don't have to say that for Serenaya because I don't want to make Seren feel very weird. But at least for the three of us, the Xeno and Happy, since we've been talk each other so much, we are quite frank to one another. You look at the three of us. Do the three of us look like super appealing to the point that you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna watch this streamer the first time, I'm gonna love it? No. For the three of us, it's about courtship. For the three of us, it's about how you eventually will grow into us and really like us, I guess, in a way, right? You know what I mean? So that's proof. Like proof that anybody can do it, but not everybody should. This is the echoes, everybody can do it, but not everybody should. But at the same time, you don't really need to do it your way. You can also do it the correct way. But at the end of the day, it's about you making sure that you don't feel like, I just wanna stream for the sake of streaming. Yeah, that would be for me. That would be when I think it will become negative. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I do want to give a second because we've all been talking a good bit, but I feel bad. Saren hasn't had a lot of moments to jump in there. I didn't know if he wanted to jump in on any of this real quick, but I didn't want to say my piece until I passed the mic over real quick.
I mean, I'm at my most comfortable just streaming, being myself. I find it very, very difficult. Like, since we're talking about like methods of streaming, like I find it very difficult to like put on a show. I find it very difficult to put on a mask and pretend like everything is okay if I'm having a shit day. And honestly, like I do think Xeno is right. Like in situations like that, you shouldn't stream. But sometimes you do think, well, what the fuck else am I going to do if I'm not streaming? Which is currently, wallow in self-pity and just feel terrible.
Man.
But it is cool hearing from like more experienced streamers, like a bit more background about me. I've been streaming essentially for about 4 years. I've been partnered for nearly 2.5. And I think I got lucky to get partnered in like 1.5 years. Like that is crazy. This was at a time when the directory was fucking dead. Nobody was playing the game. This was like late Eden's verse, where like my stream started to like pick up speed, and I went from like 10 viewers to like 40, and then onwards to like 70, 80. So and at that point you're in like partnership range, right? So I think like a combination of factors kind of allowed me to kind of be noticed, so to speak, because even at that point, like even 50 viewers, you were like second row in the directory. So people could see you.
Mm-hmm.
And I distinctly remember one person thanking me for streaming the game still when no one else was. And the reason I was doing that was just because I was having so much fun with it. And streaming it added this extra layer of fun as well, which motivated me to play the game more. Because prior to really streaming properly, I just literally opened the game. And, I loved talking to people. I loved interacting, but I wasn't really doing a lot for the most part. And I was a pretty casual raider at that point too. So I wasn't raiding much either. But anyway, like I feel like I got lucky. I am very, very thankful for everything I have. I think the channel's come a long way in such a short time. I did find it interesting though, because Xeno brought up something about trying 11 times to get partnered. Now I guess it's changed since then, but I got it on my first try, but it took 7 weeks for them to get back to me.
Guys.
So I know people that have tried like 3, 4, 5 times, been declined all that time, and then suddenly they get accepted. Like the goalposts are just moving constantly.
If you want to take it to the
I got
extreme,
it first try and 7 weeks. Yeah, sorry, go on.
If you want to take it to the extreme, I've been doing MogTalk since 2015. I got partnered last year. So, I mean...
Yeah, no, I actually remember seeing your tweet about that. That was actually so fucked up.
Done.
Like, it's like every one of your streams are crazy.
They didn't
care.
I didn't even realize. Like, I was just there, and there's a check mark next to my name. I didn't look at the email to check to see if I got anything. Like, just one fucking day, it was there. Because I went through so many. I saw the evolution of the auto response and how they changed it to different ways of declining you.
It's so bad. It's so bad. But,
and I would try.
That's why I'm so glad to I'm so glad to like hear from Xeno, Happy, and Arthars that have been doing this way longer in various ways. Because it's almost like it's quite validating in a way. Because it's like, you know, that they sort of had the same troubles that I felt I was having when I was growing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously, like living situations were completely different, but you know, in terms of like growing your stream, it's basically the same battle. You just find a different way to solve it, I guess.
Yeah. And you know, you said it's validating to hear from other people. I want to say that it doesn't matter how long you've been doing this, in my opinion, in terms of status, in terms like I guess a lot of the show has been talking about like, oh, this person was before me, this person was before me. I hope this show makes everyone watching realize that we're all on the equal playing field. We may not necessarily think of ourselves as equal to somebody else. Like we may compare ourselves, maybe judgmental on ourselves. But in the end, we're all equal to each other. Like we're all here. We're all part of this. And I hope everyone understands that.
Right.
Because you grow to appreciate the people around you a lot more when you're not thinking of where they are or who they are, where they stand, or if they're better. Anything.
Yeah.
You just are. You're just in the moment.
Yeah, I have a huge appreciation for like everybody who's even fucking attempted full-time streaming at this point, because like just literally being dedicated to it as much as I have over the last 2 months, I've seen a lot of shit, and I've had a lot of mental anguish over certain things, right? And there's all kinds of crap that has been going on. And like how life just kind of throws a curve. Like my life situation is different than most of you guys here too, right? And so you know, I'm coming off of this paying a mortgage, just had a newborn recently. My wife works, fortunately, and does okay, right? And so I do have a different situation than a lot of people. I don't have, like, my core job isn't the absolute end all for, you know, my family surviving. So I do have a little bit. It matters. Bringing in income matters. So what I fucking did is I got a spreadsheet and I took every single type of source of revenue that would be there, planned it out over fucking 2 years, and said, hey, here's a fucking thing that could happen, here's the thing that could happen, and lowballed the shit out of everything. And just said, if it doesn't work out, what's the very worst, or like, what besides zero, right? Just lowball everything. And just say, can I still keep a life right now? I'm never going to make as much as I did before. I don't think I ever will. I wasn't making tons. I wasn't at the point of even 6 figures, to be honest with you, right? But like, I'm never going to get to that point again. I don't expect to. I just expect to survive and not fuck up my family. And so I planned all that shit out. And even looking at like the rest of this year with this big lull that's coming in with Final Fantasy XIV, it's scary. Like I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, I might not hit that goalpost that I said that this is okay through the rest of the year. But I'll let you guys all know right now. And you know, if people consider this whatever me officially saying this, I'm going to try my fucking ass off for the rest of this year at least and see what I can do. There is a lot of stuff coming up that is, you know, possibly good, but it could be possibly bad. But I have enough to be able to survive and try it and get through all this and see what it looks like. And so a lot of people, you know, are in these horrible work environment situations that are like, yeah, fuck it, I'm going to do it too. I don't recommend diving off the top of a building, man, and just hoping there's water down there, dude, or something to catch you. Like, I have done a lot, and I have a lot of years of building shit on the side that is allowing me to have some sort of level of safety net and awareness of my surroundings and what's going on. And that's the only reason that I'm even pushing forward. Like, I was really worried about starting this and like, what if I only have like a handful of people who watch me? Like, I'm not doing great right now with streaming, but I'm doing shit that makes me happy, and there's elements of it that makes me happy that lets me push forward and go forward. And that's the reason why I'm going to keep continuing it right now. It's because I'm joyous. I'm in a good state of feeling inside. I'm not going to fucking say happy. I'm going to fucking try to dodge the word.
Fine.
Yeah.
Said it like 5 times before you said you weren't going to say it. So
Yeah.
it's fine.
I'm trying to edge away from it, but no, like I'm at a point to where I can try it, and I have done a lot of work to do it, and I am going to hope, things can work out, and I have lots of ideas, lots of thoughts on things that are coming in the future. There's a lot of shit that I'm going to be involved in the next few months, and I'm going to see how that stuff works out, right? And constantly put in an evaluation. Right now, like going the other way, again, like I was saying before, seems like death to me. Going this way, I feel like at least for the rest of my life, if I could just keep it going, and for however long I'm working, if I could figure it out, I'm gonna be happy, right? I am. I feel like I am gonna be in that situation. I feel like that's why a lot of us keep going, because we don't want to feel shit for the rest of our life. If I work and I produce a product or I do everything, I'm not changing the fucking world. I'm gonna be dead in the end anyways, right? I want to enjoy those years up until that end, and I'm not going to. And a lot of people who start this out and they're like, they got nothing and they're trying to dive off that building, while it seems like a really good prospect to do what some of the streamers are doing, you're going to hit the ground and you're not going to be happy anymore because you can't afford internet. You can't afford a computer. You can't afford anything. You have to evaluate what your situation is and make sure you know what you're doing. That's like the most important part, I think.
Yeah, like a lot of. Yeah, like so when I first started streaming, and I don't recommend doing this to anybody, but like I said, I was at a crossroads, and I was like, okay, well, I can either do this and I fail and I'm just absolutely fucked. Like, I'm not joking. Like, I literally cannot pay rent. I mean, thinking back on it, my roommate may have covered me, but I had to make a decision. Like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna go all the way. Like, I'm gonna do this until I either fail or I succeed. You know what I mean? And now I don't I don't recommend doing that, because if I would have failed, and I consider myself very fortunate. I consider myself very lucky at the time that I was able to find success, but I don't recommend doing that. I mean, hey, it's one of those things where it just depends on, on how motivated you are, how passionate about it you are, how unhappy you are on the other side. You know what I mean? Like, if you're really unhappy on the other side and this is the thing that you want to try to do, then you need to go all in. Like, if you're gonna, if you were in a similar situation as me, because I didn't have a safety net. I didn't have a safety net at all. So I wouldn't recommend that, but I think the way that you're doing it is really, really good. I think it's really smart. And I remember, man, like, dude, it is insane. Like, how much little you can live off of if you're really, really, I guess, passionate about something. Because, like, I was making less than $1,000 a month and I was able to live off that. I mean, granted, I never left my house. I ate really shitty food. I gained, like, I used to be super heavy. I used to weigh 265, 270 pounds. When I first started streaming, I was heavily addicted to, like, caffeine, like Monster, fast food. I needed all that energy to stream for like 12 hours a day. I gained a bunch of weight. I remember I was so unhealthy, like, just going upstairs would get me out of breath. I remember that like I woke up one night and I was like shaking and my head was pounding, and it was because I needed a Monster just to, like, go back to sleep. Like, no, it was so fucking weird. So and then I remember I had to, like, because here in the States you can go donate blood and they give you money. Well, not blood, but like plasma. Yeah. So I remember I was like, because I was so heavily addicted to all that junk food and all that sugar and all that shit, I went there to donate plasma. And it took like 2 hours for them to get all the plasma out of my body to get all the plasma from my blood. Because apparently if you drink a bunch of water, like, the more hydrated you are, the faster the process goes. And I was there for like an hour and a half, 2 hours or some shit, just sitting in the chair. And that didn't account for the massive line. So no, I said all this to say this is, is like, I remember when I got home, I was like, you know what? I'm going to drink more water. And let me tell you, dude, I drank like one drink and I was like, dude, this is so fucking disgusting. Oh my God. It took, I just couldn't drink it because I wasn't used to it because I was so unhealthy, man. You know, and then I made a promise to myself. I was like, as soon as I get partnered, I'm going to spend the rest of my life fixing fixing what I did to my body. You know, so after I got partnered, that's what I did. I lost a bunch of weight. I'm trying to live like a really healthy, like, exercise, lifestyle and shit. I do cardio, I lift, all that good shit, whatever. And, but that first year when I got partnered, holy fuck, man, I was so unhealthy. Like, it just, like, all I ate was ramen and Chef Boyardee. And I was at a point to where, as long as I make like $800 a month, I'll be able to survive. But I was happy. And I was okay with it. I was like, I don't even care about anything else. I don't care that I don't have money for anything else because I'm doing what I love to do. So it's like the mentality, you know what I mean? Because if you don't like love to do it, then you're not going to be able to push yourself. You're not going to be able to deal with certain things. You're not going to be able to accept those things that are really hard, because some people they have to shop, they have to go out, they have to do all that shit. But me, I don't, I just accepted the fact that that's not something that I'm going to be doing at the time. So it was much easier for me to not do it once I accepted it, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, and again, 100% don't recommend Xenos. His origin to it. But
no, have a safety net. Yeah. Have a safety net.
And the main reason, if I was single on my own and I was out in an easy situation, that'd be okay. The fact that I have a daughter, I'm like, her life is more important than mine. 100%. That's the end of the day. Her life is more important to mine, and if I have to like kill myself mentally, then I will. Because that's part of being a father. But I am still gonna try my best not to, because man, I'd be such a better father if I was happy and not miserable as shit. And so that's kind of how I'm seeing that right now. But yeah, I am taking it very seriously. Going through everything. And I'd recommend anyone that's trying to get in there try to do that exact same thing as well. But geez, we've talked mostly about streaming, not Final Fantasy XIV stream, but I guess a lot of the beginning stuff we did a lot of Final Fantasy XIV stuff.
Pretty indicative of 14 at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's also because, like, at the end of the day, when it comes to specifically Final Fantasy XIV full time, this is the lesson. There's you can get into, you can have something that starts you can have something that is your gateway, is your ticket, but some of us saw that it's not the only thing. It can be a thing for a while, and like Saren, like, he's doing it because he loves it, but we all decided it wasn't the only thing we loved. It wasn't the only thing we wanted to spend all of our time on, and then that's a whole nother leap that you need to take. And that's actually, as Arthars is well aware of, a leap that many people are experiencing when you go specifically into 14 and start in 14 and then want to share those other things and share those other passions and transition to other things. And it's just as scary. But at the end of the day, and I told someone I'm very close to very recently, at that point, the one thing that'll stop you is you. And you need to know what your next steps are going to be and what your plans are going to be, and take whatever opportunities and help and advice and whatever you can take. Because if you're passionate about it, you'll take those next steps, and it won't be as scary when you take it, especially nowadays when it seems like a lot of people are actually being able to do it.
Yeah. I feel 14 is such a good game to start. Very stable. I think the community is smaller, easier to discover and stuff, but I think it's very good to start. But it is also very easy to, because I guess now 14 viewers maybe understand more and more, right? That eventually we are going to run out of things to do, and it's completely understandable that we end up doing something different. I think they know, you know. And then at the same time, I think shit. How do I put this in? Like you know, I like 14 because it provides a really good base, and I will forever be grateful for that. You know what I mean? But you have to like have plan B. I think every streamer that came into 14 and then eventually, I don't say left, but eventually decide to do something else. All of them have like a plan B, and all of them are doing really good now. So it's just a process, right? Like right now we are seeing with Llama, right now we are seeing with Saren, right? Eventually, you know, they will have to do something different, and yeah, I hope it work out for all of us. And yeah, I think it is, you know.
Hey
But,
man,
yeah.
like I was adventuring. What am I going to do in daytime streams for Final Fantasy 14? I want to play during the daytime. It works out really well. I'm going to be honest with you. Like I had a feeling. It was so weird. It was Sunday, and I was like, I'm excited for fucking tomorrow. You know how fucking crazy that was to me? I was happy for that Monday so I could get in there and do this because I was enjoying to do it. A small side note of an epiphany that I had. But when I was trying out this content, like, there's not as much going on right now. Let me do some Hildebrand stuff. I cut that shit immediately. I was like, there's no way I can mentally do this on stream and feel good, right? I mean, I've stuck to the content I'm doing right now, which is the Eureka Ortho stuff, just because it's it's a challenge I wanted to do, and I'm fine doing it. What the fuck was? Sorry, that threw me off.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. And then there's PvP. There's other stuff that I personally want to do, and I'll be okay doing it. I'm okay with the viewership dips and stuff because I understand these things are going to happen, right? You're going to have you have to be understanding of what content you're going to do, what that's going to bring, and what is important. If you do content that brings in viewership, but you absolutely are miserable the entire time, maybe you don't want to stream.
Yeah, I
anymore.
can't do that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not me. Some people can. Some
Right.
people can, but that's not me. Like I could never, like for me personally, I will never forget. I will never forget those nights working at FedEx, standing on top of a loader, unloading a plane, and it's like 0 degrees outside and like -10 wind chill, and I'm in full, winter gear, and I'm just being blasted by winter air and fumes and all this shit, and how miserable I am just standing there freezing. I will never forget those nights, man. I will never forget that shit. So like, nah, man, I can't, if I don't want to stream that day, I'm not going to stream, and I'm not going to stream something that I don't want to stream.
Yeah.
Some people can, and that's awesome. I wish I had that talent.
Mhm.
If I did, I'd take every sponsorship imaginable, but I just can't. But that's just me.
I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, when it comes to it, while I'm not like a huge like mobile gamer person or anything else, but I'm gonna take these fucking sponsorships. And
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you should.
I'm gonna fucking
should.
take them, dude. And like, I'm
should.
going to do my best. And hey, I might not be super successful for it, but in the end, if that keeps me streaming what I want to fucking do, and it's just like, and I plan it out, and I do exactly what I plan to, I accept what it's gonna be, and I'm okay with it, I'm gonna do it. And so 100%, like, I'm at that point to where, hey, this is super. I could put this in my plan. I could put this in my budget spreadsheet. I can say, hey, this is here. This is consistent. I know this is going to come, so I could plan forward with it. And so I'm willing to give it a try. And that's why when you see Final Fantasy 14 streamers and you see other streamers, they're bringing those things on. That's so they could keep doing stuff, man.
There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong doing sponsorships, man. Like, obviously, everybody got their principles, right? That's totally fine. But remember, we do the sponsorships because we want to keep doing what we want to do. Not all of us are like Xeno, okay? Not all of us are like Xeno. We don't do Raid Shadow Legend, not VPN and stuff. Some of us, if it comes, you fucking take it. It takes 2 hours of your time. You get paid your month's rent. For some people, it changes everything. And it's just 2 hours. And look, if you don't play Final Fantasy 14 for the 2 hours and the viewer don't watch and they take a break from you, you consider it also taking a break from streaming and just do the sponsored content. Man, sponsored content are very, very important. I think some people don't have to deal with it. That's good for them. But for people that have to deal with it, I wouldn't really call it like a like a backtrack or like a downgrade or like watering down your stream is totally fine. Yeah.
There's no
Nah, man, it's
funny
just
thing.
like there's always gonna be stuff that like I mean like the people that watch you, they're gonna understand, right? So like let me give you an example. Okay. So like last year, okay, the ad incentive program, I blasted the ever living shit out of my fucking channel with ads. I'm talking like, dude, if my channel was a planet, it would have been like a mile away from the fucking sun, dude. It would just been blasted with all this fucking ads and radiation, all this shit. Okay. But the reason why the ad incentive program paid me $20,000.
Yeah.
Yes, $20,000 to run ads. You don't think I'm doing that? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Of course I'm doing that. Of course.
You know, a lot of people,
You know?
a lot of people is always like moral compass running ads is bad.
Yeah.
We know. We take that money and we tell you how bad it is. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, ads are so bad. Ads are so bad. They're awful, man. They're awful. But I'm still doing it. Hey, it is what it is. You know, you don't like
Yeah.
it, get the fuck out of here. I don't care.
Get
fucked,
an ad
idiot,
blocker.
You know,
Get an ad
get a
blocker.
fucking ad blocker, moron. Like, dude, what the fuck?
I think it's important to realize a lot of this stuff isn't we're doing it because it's greedy. It's because holy fuck, I can survive. And
No,
I
it could be life changing. It
Yeah.
could be life changing. Like you take a sponsorship, you know, people don't realize, you know, these sponsorships, they pay like $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, you know, and it's just, it's life changing. And your viewers, so for me, I don't value every viewer. I don't. I really don't. The people that are only going to come in once, I don't give a fuck about you. The people that are going to judge me for, I don't know, running an ad or doing a sponsorship, I don't give a fuck about you either. Get the fuck out of here. You know, it is what it is. I'm just not the type of streamer that you want to watch. And that's okay. That's okay. You know, but the people that stick around, the people that are always there every day, I talk to some of you motherfuckers in chat more than I talk to, you know, my good friends, more than I talk to my family, you know, you guys in chat, or like I'm closer to some of you in chat than I am my own fucking family, you know, and shit, because I talk to you every day. And it's those people that you care about. It's those people. It's not, you know, like I mentioned earlier, you do a Prague stream and you get like, you know, 10,000 viewers. Well, I don't know, like 8,000 of those motherfuckers are never going to come back again, you know, but I mean, if they want to type in my chat, they got to click that follow button. So kind of boost my numbers. See, it's just little tricks like that. But anyway, my point here is that you have to know your target audience too. And if someone's going to give you shit about running an ad or like doing a sponsorship, you know, then fuck them. You know, you do you. You know, you need to make sure that when these opportunities present themselves, that you take them. You know, and you shouldn't feel bad for taking them, because some of them are fucking life changing. And if people can't understand that, then they don't know how this shit works. They don't know how the real world actually works. You know what I mean?
I will say there is like a balance to it, right? You don't want to be just like full 100% ads all over your screen. I mean, every once in a while, yeah, sure, do it. But make sure you do whatever the fuck you want to do. I'm going to say that too. You do whatever the fuck you want to do. For me, I'm like, if I get something that comes in and it's like, pay shit, I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do it, right? But if it's there, it's because I see it's important. And financially it makes a sense to the channel. And so that's when I would do it. But anyways, Happy, you were saying something earlier and you got cut off. I'm sorry,
I don't
dude.
fucking remember.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. I do know we're hitting kind of, it's been like 2 hours now. And Zeno, I know you're running out of time here too. So we can start wrapping up if you want to, unless you want to stay on for a little bit more.
I mean, I'm cool if you guys want to, if you guys have more to say, like I'm down.
Okay. Well, I mean, we went into a lot of stuff too. I mean, the main reason I want to bring up Final Fantasy XIV is because it is very unique, just overall in streaming in a way, right? It's MMO streaming, so it's going to have its lulls here and everything else, but people thrive in the lulls too. And for example, you know, Serenaya, you were saying that no one was streaming, so people start to notice you because they wanted to watch Final Fantasy XIV, and you'll literally see that sometimes when you're streaming too. You play Final Fantasy XIV, you switch, all viewers gone. You go back, they come back magically. It's just magic, right?
If I can just quickly interject, like
Sure.
The funny thing is about that is that I'm like during Prague, my stream's dead. Like, I'm the opposite. Like, I'm not known as a big raider. I'm not entertaining when I'm prog. I am resting bitch face, stone poker faced at my monitor. I'm not fun at all. So people don't watch me for prog. My stream is at its best, like in times like now, when I'm just cruising, waiting for new content, essentially. Because at that point, my interactivity is on max. Like, you know, I can hang out with my viewers, and like prog, I'm just a boring motherfucker. I'm like what everyone that isn't a Brit thinks a Brit is, basically. So yeah, so just to add on to that, like, yeah, like, you know, it depends what kind of streamer you are, but different streamers, you know, will garner more viewers for different things, I guess.
Yeah. And there's communities out there for fucking everybody too.
Yeah.
I want to say, like, consistency is super important. You shouldn't. I'm kind of on the. If you really just don't want to stream, you just not feeling it that day, you probably shouldn't take a day off. You know, that's important to remember. Or you just fucking do it and you just be really angry the entire time. And I'm sorry, Saren, I'm just gonna say your name incredibly wrong constantly the entire time.
Yeah, I thought you were doing it on purpose.
It's never on purpose.
I really did.
My brain just doesn't work.
When did the D get in?
I don't know, man. I don't know anymore. I do hope
you're
you.
good, man. Don't worry.
Except my
next is Siren.
Serenaya. I don't know. I'll just start saying a whole bunch of crap. But yeah, the thing that I see it is if you're consistent too, and you're streaming like that, a schedule in some way, and you're not changing your content, you're just being you and doing whatever you think that you want to do for that stream. The people who are interested in that will know they can consistently go to your channel and get that, right? You're just basically constantly there doing the stuff that brings them in, and the people who don't like that, they won't stay. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. You just build the audience that makes you happy. Because
I haven't done the joke a single time. The word has happened like 40 billion times this show, and I've taken it completely serious. You've taken it less seriously than everyone else.
It's really hard because it's you know, built into my mind at this point. But at the same time, literally, this show about full-time streaming, the key word is happy. That's literally fucking it. Not the person, but the emotion. It's happy, right? That's the best word to describe it. Is that's what you're going for. That's why you do it. That's what you want to be. You don't want to be unhappy. And so I don't know, man. Like 14 has a lot of different ways to like grow and go in the future, and I do think that trying other games is good. I mean, if 14 just dies one day, I think people are going to go to another game and they're going to watch you play another game at some point. Communities will hopefully move too, right? People aren't going to be watching 14 if it's dead. They're going to be watching something else. Yeah. And so, you know, even staying in this is okay if you just only do 14. Because I think at some point there will be something else. But I do think it's also important to, again, make sure you're doing what's making you happy. If you're burnt out, you should be trying other games, doing other things, accepting that lower viewership and just building it off of that. And so I don't know. This is all me coming from just side part-time doing this for like 8-9 years and then 2 months of doing full-time streaming. So I don't know how much my word really means here, but it's what I'm thinking.
I don't think it matters if you consider it side. The fact of the matter is you've been an integral part of Final Fantasy XIV's content creation. So I don't you value your own opinion less than I think everyone else here values your, like, I think that's a normal thing. A lot of streamers deal with that. They kind of self-doubt. I think it's for some reason we're all just fucked in the head. And we all just think we're all just like, nah, I'm shit. I suck. Fuck me. I don't we're the worst.
True.
And it's everyone around you that sometimes makes it doable. Not even you. It's everyone around you. And I think everyone here will tell you, you are not side content in the 14.
Yeah, you are like a backbone, literally.
I'm
like, you are the reason world races happen. Like you bring tens of thousands of people.
You actually do it. You are doing it actually. I mean, again, there's no such thing as one way. But I think you lay a very good foundation. You are always there. And whenever it comes to World First or Saturday night MogTalk, first thing come to our mind is always Frosty. You know what I mean? You have planted something there. You have let it grow. Now you are just trying to harvest. From now on, you're going to start to harvest all the seeds, all the things you've done, So I think it's also a very good way. Now, obviously, for you, it's a long game. Like you see, I could say the same. I could have never done it like you, because for me, is bro, I don't think I will ever do it like every week, do it one time, or every 2 to 3 months when there's a world event, a world race event, then you come and do it. I might not be able to do it, but the fact that you can, I think you selling yourself a lot shorter. Like, I think, again, I think you create more than me. I'm just playing games, but you created the Road to World First Scene. You create a podcast. I think
I
for
hate
me,
that.
I'm
didn't
trying to
create any of that.
Prime seeds now. You've planted the seeds. Now you harvest the prime.
Take the compliments, please.
Jesus fuck, dude. Like, I literally, I feel completely undeserving of any of that. And I literally just
That's just how we all feel. Like, that's just how we all feel about what we accomplish. I mean, another thing is like
in your own worst enemy every time.
Yeah.
Every streamer is their own worst enemy.
Yeah. I mean, you can also remember this too, is that like SC did mention about a potential like official world race. You know what I mean? That wouldn't even be on the plate unless no. It doesn't matter if they do it or not. That's not my point. It doesn't matter if they do it or not. What matters is that they mentioned it, that they said that they're thinking about, they're considering it. And without like the world first race, without MogTalk, that would have never happened. Like, that would have never even happened. So,
yeah.
So you gotta also remember that.
I'm not gonna fight it. I want to fight it so hard.
That's the better way. Fight it. None of us are good at taking compliments.
True.
Yeah. No, that's pretty rough. Just because, like, I don't know, man. I feel like I've just been here. I've just been here, dude. It doesn't.
You've been here. You've just been doing something the whole time you've been here.
And so I don't know. And man, I go back and I think about a lot of this shit too. And I think about how I went out and did like commentary on stage for Square Enix. That's fucking mind-blowing to me. I'm going to say that, like, that's never something I imagined I would even do. Even if it was for like a mode that a lot of people didn't care for, whatever. It was crazy to me. I feel like that was a really cool thing. I've talked to Yoshida. Yoshida, he knows who I am. I exist. He knows who all of us are. Right?
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. I want to ask. I don't know whether he knows. Me,
oh no, he knows. Trust me.
Yeah. So
I never want him to watch my stream ever.
I'm sure there's a chance he has, man. I don't know about that.
Please do not.
But yeah, no, it's insane, because this is, there are some big moments in life of going through all this stuff. Hey, this is actually kind of a big deal. This is actually kind of important. But then we look at like the 10,000 viewer, we look at the 100,000 viewer, like, oh fuck yeah, I'm nothing, right? In comparison, maybe, but it's still something, right? You're still doing pretty good. I feel I'd be okay if this is me being an ant. I'm okay being an ant right now, to be honest with you. I may never be a billionaire or millionaire, just turning on the stream. But if I could survive, not fuck up my life and my family, this is what I'm doing. I mean, that's the end of the story for it. And like, and it's crazy to me because, again, that whole imposter, like, I am the imposter. I will always feel like the imposter. I don't think that will ever go away.
It doesn't.
But like at the same time, I had to kind of get over that and start doing it, and that's why I'm even here, man.
The important thing is to let other people say good things about you. You may not accept them, but let them say it at the very least.
Yeah.
And if you feel that way about somebody else, tell them. That's the other thing. Like, don't be afraid to tell a streamer that you like, or that you know, or that you get along with. Even if you just talk to them on the regular, just tell them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because they don't believe in the trust. Every streamer doesn't believe in themselves. So another streamer saying that they appreciate them, they believe they all, like, every one of us likes it.
Yeah. But on that note too, I literally have to do a extreme thank you to fucking all of you, like, on the show right now, because without you guys, I literally you guys have done a lot. Even just being here talking on the show, huge fucking for me. So thank you for doing that and coming on the shows as many times as you have. Literally the people who watch the show, literally fucking everyone in the community who watched the World Race and was a part of that, literally all the fucking raiders who let me restream their shit so we can commentate on that. That's fucking huge, man. Like, all of this shit exists because there's people in the Final Fantasy XIV community that literally are okay with doing this stuff and letting me create the stuff I want to create. Without that fucking... I never fucking put subs on the show, by the way, but thank you, everyone.
Saren's like, okay, this was, I've paid my dues. Here you go.
Yeah. So, like, literally, like,
No, not at all.
I wouldn't be here. And even Square Enix for giving me, like, the stuff they have given me so far, giving me the game to be able to play, inviting me to shit. I know we all have different opinions about that. But doing that, allowing me to be a part of literally anything that has gone on in the past, like the stage events, again, huge for me. Super important to me. And I feel I'm not a religious person, but I do feel blessed in a way, right? To actually be here.
The word. Don't have to be religious. People say that.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so heavily associated, though.
I say thank God all the time, and I'm just like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah, I'm just
the phrase.
Yeah. But yeah, 14, being a streamer in the 14 universe, I guess, is interesting, and I feel like a lot of people out there are actually super supportive for the most part of everybody's, and there's all kinds of shit that goes on in the background, but everyone seems mostly supportive of each other, and I love that shit. And if that wasn't the case, MogTalk wouldn't exist. I've had over 200 fucking people on this show.
200 unique?
That's a lot of
different?
people. Yeah, unique is what I mean. I'm literally saying unique.
Sheesh.
Jesus fuck, dude. Jesus.
Whoa.
And anonymous. Whoever knows anonymous.
Dude,
Yeah.
people wants to get on MogTalk, man. People likes it. People wants to get on, man. Yeah.
Jesus.
This is another
You should
lesson
try-
in streaming, by the way. This whole thing.
Yeah.
I hope everyone's listening.
Yeah.
What are you saying? What are you saying, Arthars?
You should put up like a today is next week we have a open week. Anybody want to sign up? And I want to see how many people sign up. You know what I mean? Curious.
Dude, every once in a while, like, someone will send something in, and I'm like, should I do a show on this? And sometimes I don't. People do a lot of stuff in Final Fantasy XIV. You could dive into a lot of topics, and I've hit a whole bunch of them. But, something about, like... I'm not going to go into it, but I've had a lot, and people will say, like, "Oh man, having a fucking raider come up to me and be like, the only reason I did the world race was to be on your post world race MogTalk." Trippiest shit
That's awesome.
someone's ever fucking
Yeah,
said
that's
to me.
amazing.
I won
Literally.
for you.
Literally trippy to me. Because again, this is just a thing that I do, and I started because I wanted to. That's how it all started. FanFest happened. I was like, I want to be geeky with Final Fantasy XIV people more than just FanFest. So I made the podcast. That was it. But yeah, Final Fantasy XIV streaming, all different types of people. People go change different games, everything else. People come back. People stay during the lull. Like I'm depending that I'm going to be able to create good content during the lull, to be honest with you. That's something that I'm going to be checking over the year, doing like tournaments, like we're doing the tournament in a couple of weeks too. Doing that maybe over the course of the next couple of a year. We're about a year away from the expansion, I would say, right? Maybe a little bit more.
Probably 13 months if I had to guess.
13 months, yeah.
Mhm.
So we got a while where we're all just kind of just doing non-Final Fantasy XIV stuff kind of a bit. I mean, we'll have Criterion dungeons, but that's what a day?
Yeah.
Well,
That's a day.
that depends. Maybe the rewards are better and people do it.
That's true.
Maybe.
That's true.
Maybe.
There's so many maybes. Again, streaming Final Fantasy XIV, you're dealing with so many maybes right now. The consistent things you can expect a Savage, that's literally the most consistent thing you have, right? You have Savage, and then for a lot of people who do raid content, you have fresh content for at least a month or two of just doing Party Finder, to be honest with you.
Party Finder is really good.
Yeah.
Party Finder is
really
really
good.
good. I think it's something about shit. Just now at the very beginning of the stream, I think you guys talk about, all of us here are doing raiding and stuff, not doing casual. I actually wanted to say something, but I think I forgot. Dude, Savage is casual content for me.
Yeah.
Like,
It is. It turns into
dude,
casual content.
PF
100%.
Savage is way more fun and way more value than progging and streaming Savage. Progging and streaming Savage, like Xeno says earlier, people watch your stream for prog, they're gone. But people who stay for your PF will come back every day.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh well, yeah, because it's like a fucking train wreck, dude.
Dude,
Yeah.
That's why
so
people
good.
like, yeah, it's like a car crash, man. Everyone has to fucking take a peek, you know.
I'm gonna be honest. Like,
You gotta,
I am.
you gotta take a
looking-
peek.
I'm really looking forward to being able to do that. And happy, maybe you know better than I do. How is PF during daytime after it comes out in NA? Is it good or bad?
So define, what do you mean by good or
You
bad?
could, there's a
Before I
party
answer.
that exists that you can
Okay,
join at.
okay. So if just being a party is good, then yes, it's
Okay.
good.
Oh, it's
During daytime?
rocking, man.
During the
I
daytime,
think
yes.
now it's okay anytime because of the
Yeah.
cross data center. Now it's actually you can do it anytime. There's always enough.
Okay.
There's always
big-
enough today.
The big thing is whether. So depending on the time of day you do Party Finder, one important thing changes. The quality of the Party Finder changes, and the quality of the Party Finder is inverse to the entertainment that it provides. So if it's really high quality and you just clear it, that's not very entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's an absolute disaster, that's what you want. You don't want to clear. You don't need those boots. You don't need another ring for your black mage. No. You need to die as many times as humanly possible, and it needs to be somebody else's fault. Okay? That's what you need above all else.
Oh, jeez. Dude, that's why I'm looking forward to so much healing Party Finder. It's literally the most fun I had in Final Fantasy 14.
Yes,
Healing Party
it
Finder
is.
is
It
so
is.
much damn fun because it feels like a healer. It feels like, oh, how do I fix mistakes? And you feel like you have some level of skill of trying to fix unfixable situations. It's so
Bro, I get that in
Control everything.
Gunscape.
Yeah.
I get that in fucking 24-mans as a healer. You want, dude, go do like Heaven's Ward 24-mans as a healer. Go do Dunscape and do Death Gaze. You're just like, please.
Oh, jeez, dude. And so, yeah, I'm going to. That's my plan. This is the first time I'm ever starting a Savage tier, like within that first week or second week, and actually pushing really hard to clear it as soon as possible. After the world race is done, I'm on Savage probably for my stream for the next couple of months, right? That's all I'm doing because it's going to be fun for me and it's going to be interesting, I think, overall for the stream. Final Fantasy 16 is the only thing that fucks that up.
You're telling me.
Nah,
It's the only
you can pace it. You can pace it. It's okay. Like,
Yeah.
do a couple of hours after your 14 stream. You know what I mean? It's a standalone game, right? It's
Yeah.
literally the least priority. It's just how much you value insert game and how much more time you want to put it as priority. You know, like for me, FF7 remake is top priority. I've dropped everything for it. Like games like, Crisis Core, or like, Yakuza, for me, for example, Elden Ring, those things can wait till the end of time. Final Fantasy 16,
But
you can wait
Tifa,
till the end of time.
You're like, I get in there. Okay,
but
gotcha.
7 remake.
No one
Yeah,
waits
7
for
remakes.
Tifa. That's just
Yeah. You don't make her wait. Yeah.
Oh, shit, dude.
yeah. Arthars retweet game is really fucked with my For You section on Twitter.
Oh,
What the fuck?
I see all the Tifa retweets, and I click the For You tab, and it's like, well, that's all right. There you go. That's
Yeah.
my feed now.
yeah. Every time I go back to the For You side, I'm like, why am I seeing this? And I have to toggle it back over.
It's like gaming,
fucking hate
14,
Twitter,
micro
man.
bikinis,
Oh
game.
my
Wait a
God.
minute.
It's
Ay. Anyways, I think we've hit this pretty good. I think we're at a good point to go ahead and start wrapping up stuff too. This has been like a fantastic show. It's been really good for me personally to do this show with you guys. I get to talk about a lot of stuff that's been on my mind. I hope you guys enjoyed being on the show too. But this has been fantastic, and I appreciate all of you coming on. But
Hey man, thanks for having me.
yeah, dude,
yeah,
of course.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Before we get off,
Mildly emotional and fun.
it's been kind of emotional. Like there's definitely
No, sorry about
streaming
that.
is emotional.
No, it
that's-
was me too.
Yeah, no, we all got emotional at some point. It was something, I'm sure. But at this point, let's go ahead and start doing the wrap-ups here and have everybody kind of do their last words, shout-outs, and everything else here. And then we'll do a raid here. And I'm going to hit the add button before we even go off, just so you guys all know, in case you're curious about that. I haven't done it at all during this show. I've turned it off completely because I want it to be purely us talking here, but I'm gonna fucking hit that as soon as we're done. But anyways, Happy, do you mind doing any of your shout outs, where people could find you, any kind of information you want to throw out there?
Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, and I've got a everyone expects me to say it. It's like I'm not allowed to not say it at this point.
You sounded so dead.
Yeah, you sounded dead inside.
Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here. Well, I am dead because I haven't slept in 5 fucking days. I got back from London. I got to preview Final Fantasy 16. I won't be talking about that for quite some time, but the next several months is full of craziness. I mean, there's so many things that are about to happen. Whether it be Final Fantasy 14, some people are looking at Diablo, Street Fighter, Final Fantasy 16 plus. You know, it's going to continue to be, and now Armored Core 6 in August.
Yeah,
there we go. Armored Core. But either way, I do want to say thank you, Frosty, for having me on, and thank you everyone for tuning in. I'm going through a lot in my life right now, and things like this, even with the emotional side, it's zen. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, dude. And when I'm going to be honest, if you haven't realized during the show, when I thought of doing the show, literally you're the person I think of bringing on this show. It's you're like, when we think of Final Fantasy 14's full-time streaming, we think of Mr. Happy. I mean, that's it. Anyways, actually, Saren, you want to go next? Saren?
Sure. You can find me on Twitch, Serenaya_Carrin. I play on EU mostly. We do a fuck ton of Ultimate PF because Ultimate PF is really big on EU. So if you want to see constant train wrecks, molding, and like just chatting with me, hanging out, doing whatever, watching a video here and there, do it. It's going to be pretty much all Final Fantasy up until at least probably like once Savage dies down. I have games on the back burner. People keep reminding me I need to finish, and please keep reminding me because I either forget or I just don't. But like come 6.5, like it'll be like less raiding, like more variety stuff and things like that. But still mostly FF. There's also my Twitter. I post when I go live, and that's about it, because fuck Twitter. It's for like cat girl porn, pretty much.
Shit, dude.
And I think that's it, man. Yeah. Next.
I appreciate you, dude, coming on too. I know it was kind of last second. I just asked you yesterday because I was thinking it would be good to have you come on as well.
Yo, yeah, actually, yeah. Oh shit, I forgot the shout out. So yeah, Frosty, yeah, backbone of this community. You won't take it, you won't believe it, but you are. Like that, it is what it is. You have to accept it. Arthars, I don't think I've ever interacted with you properly before, so nice to meet you. And Xeno and Happy, nice to chat with you again. And shout out to everyone that's watched. Shout out to my community. You guys are all incredible. Like, you're literally the reason I can do this every day. So thank you. And yeah, bless this game. I hate it, but I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm actually
I like your cat ears too, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah. Just make sure you know we noticed. Yeah. Arthas, do you want to go next here?
Yeah. Like Sarah said, I actually wanted to say the exact same thing as well. Never get I think this is our first time interacting. Obviously, in chat, as in like person to person, in MogTalk. Yeah, really nice. Finally, chit chatting with you and know so much about all of our journey. I really appreciate it. Of course, Frosty, as usual. Thank you for inviting me, getting on the show, and for this specific show, super massive big shout out. Happy, Mistake is not here, but the three of you, man, I'm serious, man. The three of you inspire me to be what I am today. Me sitting here, even get a chance to raid with you guys, talk to you guys, be part of your community, play with you, friends with you. And then, they were happy. I'm serious, man. You need to go to FanFest, man. I want to give you a big hug, man. The one FanFest I'm finally able to go. You, the one that we play from 11, 1.0, and until now, and this time you're not gonna be there. Like, dude, come on, man.
You
I wanna
literally
meet you.
you could easily go there. It's easily. But anyways, I'm not gonna push. I'm not gonna push it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna push. Yeah, but anyway,
But-
yeah. Anyway, and also the community. Okay, let me finish. Fuck it.
Sure.
Thank you so much for the community for supporting all of us here. You know, the Final Fantasy 14 community is really small. All of us have viewers, supporters that support all of us, all 5 of us, all every content creator out there, right? In this small close-knit community, right? All of us are different. We are all over the place, but all of us eventually share kind of, you know, a lot of viewers together. So thanks all of you to on supporting all of us. Yeah, thanks so much, man. Yep.
All right, Xeno, you want to round us off?
Yeah, shout out to Twitch chat, obviously. Yeah, I fucking love Twitch chat, man. I really do. Yeah, man, shout out to Twitch chat. I stream Xenosys Vex on Twitch. I'm on Twitter. I feel like anymore now, dude. You know what? That's a different fact. Twitter's so bad.
No,
Anyway,
say it. Say it.
I feel like okay. So recently I had a YouTube strike, right? Because I reacted to something, and you would think, okay, well, you know, review it on YouTube. Nah. I appealed it twice, got denied, but when I cried on Twitter, they took it back. So I don't even know why any type of support system happened. Twitter is the support system now. You know, my internet goes out, I tweet at Cox, and I'm like, hey, my fucking internet's out. Why is my internet out? Oh God, bad PR. Now we got to fix it right away. You know. Anyway, so shout out to you know, the Twitch chat. Thank you for having me on the show, man. I've known some of you guys for years. You know, it was good talking with you again, Saren. You know, like I said earlier in the show, man, you know, my life wouldn't have been the same without, you know, streaming and, you know, 14 and the chat. And, you know, I'm never going to forget, you know, where I started, where I came from. And, you know, it's, you know, I can't express in words how thankful I am. But, you know, I mean, thank you guys so much for all the, you know, support on the channel and all that shit. But yeah, man, yeah, that's it. I guess that's all I got, man.
All right. Well, again, I do want to do a massive thank you to all of you for coming on. You know, and there's a ton of people that are extremely important to, you know, MogTalk and important to a lot of us that are on the show that are not here. Mostly because it's you can only get so many people on a show, to be honest with you. But at the same time, there are a lot of really cool people out there that are streaming, that have been doing this for full time, that are inspirations, that make huge differences in all of our lives. It's thank you to all of them too. I do want to say that I will be back. For people who care about the stuff on this channel, top is tomorrow. We're doing our prog because I screwed up and I made a promise on that, and so.
Hey man, I've been watching, man. I've been watching. Dude.
We're getting to P3,
Good
dude.
luck.
Almost to P3. We're trying.
It gets easier at P3.
Fucking
I hope
hated
so.
progging top. It was miserable.
Oh boy.
I hate that fight.
But we're doing that. We're doing that tomorrow. Then we'll be back to full time again next. Jesus. Again, next week we'll be doing full time. And I'm going to be doing this until like I can't. That's it. I'm going to be doing this until I can't. And so I'm not going to let us being part of can't is not going homeless, right? And so I'm going to stop before that. But I'm going to, I don't want to be homeless. So there's that in there. But I will be doing it. And thank you everyone who supported the stream today that came by and did all those. We don't throw it on the screen here because I like to keep the podcast without it. But yeah, I do see it. I do appreciate it. Everyone who supported over the last 2 months. A lot of what I thought were deciding factors weren't the deciding factors, and the things that became the deciding factors evolved while I was doing this whole process. Literally going into stream and having just a handful of people come in and they're there and they're like, hey, what's up? And, you know, you just shoot the shit for a little bit and you do your thing. And that feels good. It feels so goddamn good. And so I appreciate everyone that supported, even coming by just every once in a while saying hi, all that stuff. You guys are the reason that I'm continuing on, and you're the reason why I'll be doing full-time streaming. There's a lot of crap coming down the pipeline, and not all of it I can even talk about, but there's a lot of crap that's coming down the pipeline. We got the things that we do know is going on. C3 is happening, which is the PvP event that I'm going to try out, being sponsored by Corsair, which is a huge fucking thing for me. Thank you, Corsair, for literally doing that and being a part of letting me do these events. So shout out to them. We have the World Race coming up, which we're planning, and we're figuring out. We're pretty sure on the date. We'll know for sure hopefully soon, but we're pretty sure on the date for it. May 30th seems like the date, right? And so,
should be.
Almost certainly now. It's like 99%.
Yeah, it's really, there's so many signs pointing to it, except for the official yes, right?
Is there a 31st this month?
No.
No.
Yes. You mean in April? No.
In April, no.
Sorry, May. Is that 30th in May?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so we got 3 days to clear before Diablo. We should do it, right? Yeah.
I think so. Maybe, yeah.
Oh gosh, but yeah, past that, more things coming down the line, and we'll see how this evolves Super Channel. This is still an experiment in a way to me, because I don't know if anyone ever gets settled. Maybe they do at some point, but I feel like my stream's going to be finding its way for a little while until we get it to a point where like, hey, this is a little bit more consistent. I feel kind of confident about what we're doing. But we'll see as we go through, and I appreciate everybody going through this journey with me, and I appreciate all the people in the community who have supported me, of course, like the people on this show. So with that all being said, I'm going to go ahead and go to the closing credits, hit the add button, and then we'll do a host to somebody, a raid to somebody. So stick around for that too, guys. So thank you all for watching. Until next time, be good, keep cool, stay frosty. All right, everybody say bye and wave.
Bye.
Bye.
I don't know. Do you guys all hate Abyssos?
I don't really care for
Yeah.
Abyssos very much.
The whole pandemonium is just whatever, basically.
Yeah, these raids are like,
I like
the first raid tier was like very mid in my opinion. Although I did really like the design of 2. I liked how they utilized the arena. And then this one just kind of like P6 is like really badly designed. It's just kind of a shitty turn. P7 is like really underwhelming, and P8 was just fucking stupid. So I don't know, man. Like P8 was just dumb because it was like, dude, you know what? That's another fucking show.
It is a whole nother show. It is literally a whole
Want to
other
talk about
show.
tone caps again, Zeno? You want to just go on
I'm
your way?
sorry I brought it up, man. I didn't mean to.
Yeah, jeez. Jeez, dude. Way to start off the show about Final Fantasy XIV streaming, and then we're just shitting on the raid for Final Fantasy XIV.
No. There is a correlation. I wouldn't really say
Yeah,
it's
there is.
not. Yeah, there is a correlation. I mean, I think Abyssos is obviously better than Aspergillos, but overall, the whole pandemonium is just not a raid. Like, dude, once we go down another 2 or 3 more raid here, and then we start doing the tier list, you're gonna start seeing the whole pandemonium. Okay. Maybe this next one is gonna be really good. Who knows? But sometimes when things are bad, you want things to change, and then you realize that there isn't a lot of time, and then guess what? We are already on final tier already. We talk about music. We talk about the fight. How everything can improve. Does it matter? We are already on the last one already. So there you go. That's how pandemonium feel overall. It's like it's here. It's good. It's great. How can we improve it? Oh shit, it's done. That's the whole pandemonium.
It's okay. We've got 2 more criterions. That'll hold you over until 7.0.
Yeah. Criteria has
Two more
been great
materia,
though.
dude. Wow.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they talk about loot in the live letter. That'd be really nice.
That's the most important.
Yeah. But that being said, it's kind of interesting. Of course, the point of view that we have at the moment, at least with the 4 of you, you all go straight into it and go really hardcore into the tier immediately and beat it as fast as possible, right? And you're very veteran in terms of rating in Final Fantasy XIV. So you have a lot of history with it. So you may be a little bit more critical than others that are coming into it for the first time, I would assume.
I mean,
Don't
if you're
worry.
always playing it the first time, is always nice.
Yeah.
But how many first time do you finally realize that it's not the first time anymore? Most Final Fantasy 14 player, and again, like I said, we somehow wait. Why are we talking about raid? There's a correlation. After you do 2 tiers streaming on Twitch and create content for 14 or play 14 on Twitch, depends on how you call yourself, right? Are you a streamer or a gamer or streamer? Doesn't matter, right? 2 tiers, you will start to realize that ain't so much of a brand new cast smell anymore, Then how do you go from there, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, and a lot of people might be like, well, we've got a whole bunch of people who just raid a lot as full-time streamers on Final Fantasy 14. But honestly, even like casual streamers that you would consider casual streamers that, aren't all focused on raiding. Raiding is a part of almost every single Final Fantasy 14 streamer's life cycle in some way or another, whether it's a very long, stretched out, part of absorbing that content. But I feel like raiding is part of streaming Final Fantasy 14. There are a handful of streamers out there that don't do it, but it's more common than not. Would you guys agree with that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's shit else to fucking stream this. I mean, all right. Besides raiding, the only thing I stream is like housing, man. That's it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Hey, Eureka
Sometimes
and
I'll
Chill
go to
can
a
be pretty
nightclub.
nice. I will say that when the exploration zones were brand new, all of them, it definitely was a highlight of streams for its time. And obviously you have the small bursts with like Criterion and whatnot that we saw before. But
Yeah.
I thought Criterion
talking
was fun
about,
the
so
first
let's-
couple days.
let's wait
But
on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it was fun the first couple days, but then like what the fuck? Like, also, what is up with the Savage version, man? It's just so lazy. It's the same thing, but you can't die. Like, I would
Hardcore.
rather. Well, no, it's just lazy design, man. It's just fucking lazy. Like, I would rather you be able to die and have extra mechanics so that way in the Savage version you could prog more.
I
Like,
would,
just not have reses either. Like that's fine. But the point here is that the difference between normal and savage is purely just don't die. Like, that's so fucking lazy, man. That's like, why even make the savage version, dude? I don't understand.
I do
It's
like it
just
as
lazy.
an ultimate training ground, kind of. Just for training specifically endurance, but to have a whole difficulty / mode that, because it has no rewards, it's essentially for training endurance is, it's not really, doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, it was fun to stream though. Like, first like 4 days or some shit, it was pretty fun. But after that, I was like, wow,
it did
there's
fall off.
really no reason to fucking do this.
I mean, it was new. We didn't know what it was either when it 1st came out, right? So that was the whole thing. Like, we're exploring this new four-man dungeon. That's like we have no clue what Square Enix is going to put out, and now we're absorbing it. And then we get to the end, and we're like, well, there's no repeatability, and we're done. And it was a little bit underwhelming for a lot of people who wanted something more. But that being said, I mean, housing is a big part of it. I mean, people do go out. We do know for sure. Deep Dungeon Solo is really big content for Final Fantasy 14, although that is kind of starting to teeter off a little bit too. But that is content to stream that a lot of people get into. PvP is picking up a little bit. It's making its way in there, and it could get a lot bigger now with the news with CCRC, because that's pretty big. $22,000 for winning that is pretty huge. And FanFest tickets.
Fishing.
Huh?
Where's all my ocean fishers at? Where's
That's
all my
true.
world-class trollers at?
That's true.
Please don't update it, Square. I'm begging you not to update it. Please.
How besides Happy is like Omni, right? Except for some things, right? But you do pretty much everything on stream with Final Fantasy 14. And I know Arthars, Sarah, and you guys mainly focus on raiding for the most part. Do you have like a casual go-to besides housing? I guess is for Cito is housing that you just kind of casually do on stream and talk to people while you're doing it.
Yeah. So here's what you do. You go to any like housing district and you just run in a fucking circle or some shit. You just run in a path, and while you're running in your path, you talk to Twitch chat and you fucking react. And that's playing 14. That's what you do.
Oh my god!
It's the modern version of running around Orgrimmar, really.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna play some 14 today. What'd you do? Oh, I ran around the housing district for 4 hours watching fucking fart videos and fucking dumbass shit that's linked in the Twitch chat. That's a stream right there. That That is S-grade content.
Yeah,
I guarantee that's S-grade content.
it is. React content is pretty huge right now, and I don't think that's going anywhere. Right? Where's that going
I
to go?
prefer reacting
Absolutely
to like
not.
catgirls and Limsa and stuff and other things that I can't do on stream because I'll get banned. So I prefer just looking at those and commenting on those because
Hmm.
they're cute.
Man, I like watching mod videos, man. Like
Yeah.
mod videos and like different like housing stuff, because some of the shit people do in this game is really cool, man. Especially with the mods and stuff.
Okay. All right. TOS.
Hey man, you know what? No. Man, I like watching mod videos, man. Like mod videos and like different like housing stuff, because some of the shit people do in this game is really cool, man. Especially with the mods and stuff.
Okay. All right. TOS.
Hey man, you know what? No. Square Enix is fucking stupid because here's why they're stupid. Because they banned somebody for using a mod, and then they put the mod that they banned the guy for in the game. Like just the fact that so many people are okay with that. Just the fact that so many people are okay with that is just ridiculous to me. It's ridiculous. Like, dude, how can you take Square Enix seriously? I'd really do that. Like, are you fucking kidding me? It's just fucking weird, man. Just people are dumb.
Every time they add a new feature, you have to ask who was banned for this, and you have to go and find them and say.
And you know, yes, and you know that's what happened. You know exactly this is what happened. You want to know what is the next one? You want to know what's the next one? Auto markers. Very soon.
Yep.
Very soon. Once Square Enix caught fire, or once viewers start to realize that, hold up, what the fuck is this? Now it's happening in Ultimate right now, so a lot of people don't really care. A lot of people, you know, Ultimate. A lot of people don't really care because they don't see it. It doesn't involve them. It doesn't bother them. Whatever, right? Once Square Enix caught fire on it, or auto able to mark yourself mid battle, is gonna be something that somebody's gonna get banned for, and then they're gonna remove that feature, just like waymarks. It's only a matter of time. That's next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised
It's
it's lasted
ridiculous.
this long, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck them. They did this to themselves. See, here's the thing that Square Enix does a lot is that they make dumbass decisions, and then they get mad when they get mad about their own dumbass decisions. Why the fuck are you going to make a fight like Top and expect people not to do every single thing that I predicted all this, by the way. I said this is going to happen, that's going to happen, everything. I got video evidence saying everything that was going to happen, all of the auto markers, I fucking said it was going to happen like this. Now, this is on them. If they don't want people to use this shit, then stop designing fights in such a dumbass manner. Like, that's on them. Nah, fuck them. Fuck them. Because they can't even get mad. How the fuck are you going to make a phase like P5 and expect the party finder to not use auto markers? Like, are you kidding me right now, dude?
Okay. I'm not simping for Square Enix or anything. Ultimate was never meant for party finder.
I was going to say, it's not meant to be toggleable.
It was not meant for party finder ever. Now, obviously, as players, I think as part of the raiding community, and obviously in the Ultimate raiding community, I think you should take a little bit of credit for yourself. For those people that is attempting to clear Ultimate in PF, you should take credit for yourself. I'm happy for you. It's great to see that the player base skill raised so high, but that is as much credit I'm going to give to the PF, because the way that all of us proc here and the way that you guys quote unquote proc is completely a whole different game. We are progging because we are doing the fight blind. We are learning the fight, understanding how to tackle it. For that, they don't expect auto markers. And I think dude, no one got time for that. We try to do that, but we don't automate it. You know, that's the way we proc. That's how it is. We are not going to be like, oh shit, how do we clear this fight? Let's wait for auto marker. No, right? We power through all those challenges right there and then, the decision made right there and then. But for PF don't give a shit about progging. PF only wants to clear the fight. They do whatever it takes just to get the boss HP down to 0 and get themselves that title and get that glamour. PF have no integrity about how the game should be played or how the developer want them to play the game, and how does it consider that Bam, I did it my way. Bam, this is what I deserve. No, PF don't give a shit about that. That's why there's one reason why I don't do PF Ultimate, because I think it's very puny. I think it's very cheesy. And in a way, in this auto marker sense, I would even go as far to say that's pretty fucking cheaty. You know what I mean? Now, I don't want to take anything away from you. Like Xenosys, that is not your fault. That is Square Enix's fault. Okay? But Party Finder...
Streaming Final Fantasy 14.
The man just called them puny.
Yeah. Very,
No,
very
that's
cheesy.
man. See right
Yeah,
there.
that's Square Enix's fault. I agree. Yeah.
No, that's old mentality. No. Ultimate should be in the Party Finder. You should be able to do Ultimate, especially with 14. And my reason is 14 doesn't get very much content. Why the fuck would you? Why would you make a fight? Why would you make a fight? You put it in the Party Finder, like it's literally in the Duty Finder, right? It's in the Duty Finder, in the Party Finder. Why would you put it in there and then not expect people to Party Finder it? That doesn't make any sense.
No, they
Like, that doesn't make
expect
any
it to
sense.
be there, but they don't expect people to go this far.
I disagree.
That goes same for War Race. No, that's go the same for how do you disagree? They banned War first for using a simple zoom hack. They planned the fight to be done
that's because they got
their
caught.
way. Yeah,
Yeah, that's because they got caught.
I'm waiting
Look,
for Automarker to get
I
caught,
can
though.
guarantee you. No.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you. Square Enix didn't ban them because they actually cared about using the cheat. They banned them because if they didn't ban them, they would look bad. They didn't ban them because they cared. They banned them because if they didn't ban them, they look bad. And Square Enix doesn't want to look bad. Square Enix don't want to look bad. And here's another reason why Square Enix didn't want to look bad, because of their stance on third party. They're just saying no to all third party, like none. And but they put them in the game. Like they're so like, you not see how stupid this is.
I'm literally trying to figure out how to loop this back to full top streaming. I'm doing everything, and my brain is like working.
If they put them in the game, then it becomes not third party, right?
But
It's
it
really
is
dumb.
third party though.
It
It's
is.
so stupid.
It is.
Man.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. Like that's what I'm saying, man. Square Enix is just silly, dude.
They
It's
just don't
like-
know. They can't draw the line themselves. Yeah.
So
I think it would be better if they actually started banning people for it rather than just punishing the whole player base
they
for what other
did.
people are doing.
I mean, you stream, you get banned for it, right? I mean,
Square Enix just
but
needs to
that's it,
realize.
like they don't monitor the game at all, so how can there be any consequence if they don't care unless it's in front of like thousands of people?
Square Enix just doesn't care, or they need to come to the realization that the modders and the community, it's just going to get worse. It's literally just going to get worse, and some people will refuse to accept that. And I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but all of you against third party, it's only going to get worse, and they're only going to be more crazy. And you can believe me, not believe me, I don't really care. You're going to see in the upcoming months, in the upcoming years, that I'm right. You know, you would think like you would think that from a Realm Reborn until now, with all the advancements in the technology and shit, you would think people would finally start to realize, hey, you know what? This shit's kind of not going away. But no,
it's just, it can't. It's PC. What do you expect? Modding is part of any PC game. Like, sorry, right? For some naive people, innocent people out there, it's like, oh no, Final Fantasy will not allow that. It's not about Final Fantasy whether they allow that. It's just what it is. And if the community don't understand that, I can get it. I understand. You know, players obviously draw the line themselves. Yes or no, right? But for Square Enix themselves to be also, like player base being naive, fine. But for Square Enix themselves to be so naive and think that, dude, our game should be pure and never have third party.
yeah,
Really? Like, that's the
like,
problem.
what the fuck, man?
Yeah, that's the problem.
so Happy, how'd you get into streaming?
I got fired from my job and didn't have anything else to do.